Back, everybody, to another live stream this morning, and this is a bullish live stream. Listen, I think I had an epiphany last night that we got to quit freaking out. This thing is just getting started. We are so early to crypto, and I want to jump into it, bring you some interesting insight from a lot of people way smarter than I am, talk about why we're so bullish on crypto, why it's so hard to see the long-term vision when we're living it every single day, day in, day out. And I think it's a good time to kind of address this. After the Fed meeting yesterday, after everything that's transpired with the crypto markets over the past 3, 4, 5 months, it's important to note that we are all super, super, super early. Super, super early. And I'm going to get into it today, talk a little bit about, what's going on with crypto, where we're heading in the next couple years, at least from the expert's perspective, because I'm not an expert. I'm just some talking head on YouTube, not financial advice. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to Liddy for the beat. We're going to eventually integrate that into the computer. I got that playing through my phone right now, but all right. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and do a really bullish live stream because let's face it, over the next 2 to 3 years, raise your hand if you're super, super bullish. Raise your hand if you're super, super bullish over the next 2 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years. Raise your hand in chat. My guess is just about everybody. And that's the reminder that we need to have on days where it's not going well, on days where our portfolio is in the garbage, in the shitter, in the gutter. Remember that we're early. Remember we're here early. That is really important to remember. Raise your hand in the chat if you're bullish next 3 to 5 years on crypto. Let's go. Chad, what's happening? Red Sox. Paul, what's happening? Cedric, what's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Kamal, good morning. Chad Ross is bullish. Chad Ross is bullish. Easy for me to say. Isabella's bullish. Johnny's bullish. Who else is bullish? It's really easy to get torn into this, sucked into this day-to-day, hour-by-hour chart action, right? When in doubt, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Right now, the crypto market's up, though, today, 2%. That's looking really solid. Bitcoin up over 41,000 after some relatively decent news from the Feds yesterday. Ethereum up over 2,800. That's nice to see. It's up 5% essentially in the 24 hours. BNB closing in on 400. Man, that's been on a nice run too. Terra had a huge run last week. It's dialed back a little bit. XRP up about 3.5% over the last 24-hour and the last 7 days. SHIB up about 3% right now. Same thing with Crow, back at 40 cents. Anytime Crow dips below 40, I like it. Anytime Crow dips below 40, I like it. Cardano, I like it, man. Yeah, Cardano up 5%. Yeah, up to 85 cents. I'm bullish on Cardano long term, no question. Gala, bullish on it long term. Navon's bullish on crypto long term. Fion, yes. Lung, yes. Come on, Gala. Where are we at, Gala? Let me see where we're at on Gala. Super bullish on Gala. Oh, yeah, it's up about 4.5% right now, 22 cents. Anytime Gala gets down below 20 cents, I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, let me share my screen here, and let's rock and roll here. And I got some interesting things I want to share with you on screen this morning. Oh, man, Chrome has lost permission to share your screen. Follow these steps. Come on, man. On your Mac, click the Apple logo. Okay, hold on. Let's do this real quick. Then click System Preferences and Security Privacy. We got to give it permission here. Click Privacy. Okay. Click Screen Recording. Where the heck is Screen Recording? Click Screen Recording. Check your box. Oh, Screen Recording. Okay. Gotcha. All right, that should do it. That should do it. Welcome in, everybody. All right, so let me try to do that again. Let me share the screen this time. Here we go. Oh, by the way, guys, as you're popping in here, go ahead and smash the like button because super bullish this morning. I'm going to get into some videos on why we're so bullish, not just on one particular asset. We're talking about bullish on all of cryptocurrency. And it's easy for us to forget why we started. Of course, a lot of us started in a bull run, right? Keep that in mind. Now we're going through, a lot of people, our first bear market. We're going through our first downturn in the market. So it's going to shake a lot of people out. And I don't want it to be you. I don't want you to be left behind because what we're gearing up for is going to be the biggest push we've ever seen forward in cryptocurrency history. No question about it. Bitcoin started in 2010. We're here in 2022. It's going to get a lot bigger in the next 2 to 3 years. If you thought this bull run this past 2021 was big, we're not even scratching the surface on the next bull run that we're heading for in the next couple years. So, all right, let me figure this out. For some reason, I cannot share my damn screen. You got to be kidding me. What the heck's going on here? All right, let me share. Lost permission. What in the Sam hell? All right, I gotta follow these permissions here, guys. Bear with me. This is happening while I'm live here. I'm trying to figure this shit out, so I have no idea what the hell happened. On your Mac, click the Apple. Okay, I'm freaking doing it. I just did it. Then click System Preferences. Okay, Security, Privacy. We already just did this. Click Privacy. Okay? It's on Privacy. All right. Click Privacy. Click Screen Recording. Screen Recording over here. Okay. Check the box next to your browser. It's already checked, right? It's already checked. Use password. Google Chrome will be able to record the contents of your screen until it is quit. You could choose to quit Google Chrome now or do it on your own later. Google Chrome will... Oh, okay. I had to uncheck it. All right, guys. All right, here we go. I think we're good now. Let me see here. Sorry about this, guys. This is in real-time technical difficulties, but I promise we're going to get into why crypto is super bullish. I promise. So just bear with me here for a sec. I got to figure this out here. Okay. All right. Now we should be good. Now we should be A-okay. All right. So let's see here. Can I share my screen now? Come on, StreamYard. No? What in the hell? Okay. I like AMP. I'm looking at some comments coming in here. All right, guys, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Hold on. Hold it steady. Why won't it let me share my damn screen? I followed the damn steps. Come on. No, this was not helpful. StreamYard, come on, man. Screen sharing. Okay. This has never happened, guys. I've always just been able to pop my screen open and here we go. All right, let me try this again. Is it under camera? Allow these apps to access your camera. Okay. Screen recording. Google Chrome. This is Google Chrome. I mean, come on, guys. What the shit? All right. Bear with me. All right, I'm on screen recording. System preferences, trying to unlock. Okay. Allow the apps below to record the contents of your screen even while using other apps. All right, I'm going to quit it and reopen it. I'm going to quit it and reopen. All right, hopefully that does it. I'm back. Reboot. Yeah, I'm doing a reboot here. StreamYard's giving me some shit here. Won't let me share my screen here. Sherrod, I'm not trying to increase views, dude. That's freaking hilarious. I'm legit having an issue, bud. But thanks for your insight. Okay. Let me freaking try to figure this out again. I'm going to have to upload all my tabs again, but let's see. Hopefully this works. Share. Hey, all right, we got it. Okay, now we're back in action. All right, so here's what I wanted to go do. I'm gonna go find my clips now. I had them all queued up, but I'm gonna have to go find them now because of the technical issue there. All right, so welcome in again, everybody. So this morning, I really wanted to kind of zoom out, focus on why we're so bullish on crypto for the long term. I think it's really important to do that. It's been, let's just face it, it's been a not so good few months, right? But that's okay because a lot of us are playing the long game here. So let me find the most recent clip that I wanted to show you. So one of my favorite people to watch is Raoul Pal. All right, and he is super bullish on Ethereum. All right, and so am I. Right, and I want to get you guys listening into this and why he's so bullish on ETH. And this is a real big reason why I'm so bullish on ETH too. So let me pull this up here and let you guys listen in. By the way, this clip is from Altcoin Daily, some of the best people in the space. I'll let that play through on mute. Some of the best people in the space in crypto. So if you're not following Altcoin Daily, definitely do so. This is their channel. They've got 1.22 million. They are absolutely fantastic content creators. But excuse me, listen into why Raoul Pal, and again, this goes for all of crypto here. This is not just a case for Ethereum. This is why all of crypto is bullish, because think about all the things you guys invest in, all you degens out there. It's all running on the Ethereum network. So you want Ethereum to do well too. Listen in.
My final question is has to do with Ethereum. EIP 1559 is launching in a day or two. By the time this interview airs, it'll be launched. What are your thoughts on EIP 1559?
I just wrote an article about this, and I called it the greatest trade in the world.
Please go on.
So you're getting the scoop in Global Macro Investor, my kind of institutional research product. This setup is absolutely brilliant. So the chart pattern was this lovely wedge in Ethereum. The Ethereum chart is following the Bitcoin 2017 chart, which would give it an upside projection of 20,000. Backed that up by the network growth, where Ethereum is growing at about 50 to 60% a year in network growth, and Bitcoin's growing at 30% a year. So this is astonishing growth at scale, right? So this is not an early project. We've got all of the developments with NFTs and DeFi and everything, and social tokens, everything's on Ethereum. The chance of Bitcoin versus Ethereum also is going to give a lot of people to switch. All of this is happening at exactly the same time that 1559 is coming. And then you look at the on-chain analysis. Most people spend the time, like Willy Woo, looking at the stuff on Bitcoin, but very few people actually bother with the on-chain analysis of Ethereum. The reality is the amount that's being staked for ETH 2.0 is going up all the time. It's huge numbers. Then the amount that's being put into DeFi and locked away is huge. Then the stuff that's going off the exchanges into hard wallets is enormous. That has left us with a free float of 13%. And 1559 is now going to reduce the supply somewhat, let's say from 4% to 2%. And it's going to probably lower the gas fees a bit. And with the variable block sizes, help with the speed unblocking of the network. So in which case, more transactions will go through, which will mean more burning. So you've got a massively reduced halving of the supply rate, probably, maybe more. You've got 13% of coins on exchange coming off exchange like at 1% a month, 2% a month. So, you know, another couple of months will be 10%. There's no coins. And like NFTs are just showing you demand is exploding. You're set up for an exponential move here because everything has come together all at one point in time. And what, tomorrow? No, Thursday is the day. Now, does it mean it all happens in one go? No, don't be silly. You know, we'll have corrections. They'll be like, oh, the rumors tell the facts. See, I told you it was wrong. All of that kind of noise. But generally, you look back by December or March of next year, I think what's going to happen as soon as 1559 goes through, everybody who's got a sizable stake will realize that the price is going up. More people will lock into 2.0 to get the yield. Let's say 2.0 comes out in March. You're going to take all the supply off the market and with record demand, and they're all going to be locked until March. Then probably what happens is 2.0 comes out, everybody unlocks, and the great bullish thing is actually a bearish thing. Exactly like Coinbase was when the moment Coinbase came out, Bitcoin peaked because people had another opportunity. Everyone's like, this is great for the space. In the end, you change the dynamic. So I think the unlock will probably lower the price. But between now and that unlock, oh my God, this is what.
Okay, so that was back in 2021. Now, obviously, there are a lot of factors that happened that we could not foresee. A couple of those being, macroeconomic, geopolitical factors that are happening and going on in our world. So while Raul Paul might be a little bit behind in terms of his prediction, I see the chat. I see people throwing out, he was wrong, and I get it. But I think overall, he's painting a picture that sets up really, really well for Ethereum long term, regardless of it happens right now here in March, because he was actually forecasting that to happen right now, regardless. Okay, so the timeline's off. I don't care. All the things he said before that are true. The fact that the EIP 1559 is burning Ethereum at alarming rates. The fact that people are staking Ethereum at alarming rates. The fact that everything runs on Ethereum. It is the infrastructure. It is the engine. It is everything that makes all ERC20 tokens go. So all of that stuff is still true. The fact that we have not hit, this mass adoption, we have not even scratched the surface. We have not even got close to getting a large majority of people into crypto. So I get it. All these people will say that, Ethereum will be passed up by better protocols and all this. Maybe, yeah. But in the next 15 years, in my opinion, I want Ethereum. Sure, I'll have my exposure to Solana. I'll have my exposure to Cardano and Phantom and Matic and all these other plays. But to me, they're ancillary plays compared to Ethereum. That's just my take. You can agree, disagree. Let me know what you think down below. This is the one clip I wanted to share with you. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. Also, if you haven't smashed that like button, do so real quick. It's totally free to do. It takes like 0.22 seconds to do it. Now, that's Raul Paul. Again, great perspective when you're thinking about macroeconomics. I love his perspective that he brings to the table. He's not a guy you're going to, listen to break things down from a technical perspective, okay? That's not him. But he's been super successful in doing what he's doing. So, you can listen to him on that front. Felix says Ethereum will hit 25K by 2025. I like it. Let's say 2.0 comes out in March. That didn't age well. Yeah, I hear you, Daniel. But your pessimism is not going to bring me down today, man. I love you. You know I'm saying that with good heart. I love Ethereum, man. I think it's set up for a huge run. And I know you're a huge Cardano fan, but we can throw stones at Cardano too, and that price action over the past couple of years too, right? Over the past year. But I get it. Everybody has something they're tied to. I like Cardano. Okay. I like Solana. I don't like it as much as Ethereum. Mikey, what's happening? Let's get rich. I like it. I like that. Good morning. Good morning. Ethereum Pongo Vault. What the heck is this? Is this like a new crypto? Libre, good morning. How you doing, man? Adriano, what's up? What's up? What's up? James, where do we see Shiba Inu and baby Dogecoin? Billions have been made in BTC and Ether. Are we yet to make billions from meme coins? Well, I mean, it depends where you look. I mean, Shiba Inu's in the billions of market cap, right? It's over 12 billion market cap. So when we look at it from that perspective, it's already there. But baby Doge just doesn't have the whales that Shiba Inu does right now. Please send the link to the channel. It's really easy. Just go to Altcoin Daily, man. You'll find it. They've got 1.22 million Altcoin Daily. They put out great content all the time here on YouTube. They do a lot of interviews like this. They're great for like just daily news too. But Mark Cuban recently had some things to say about why he's so bullish in crypto. And I think I've got it queued up. This was a few weeks ago over on Fox Business. So let me pull this open, and I want to play this and address to it. Again, let me mute that so we don't get hit with anything. So real quick, again, all in all here, I wanted to kind of take this live stream this morning and zoom out because too many people are looking at this from an hour-to-hour perspective, day-to-day perspective. What is your real goal here? Are you planning on holding long-term with crypto? If you are, we are in a really good spot. All right. That's the message I'm trying to get across this morning. Let me know if you agree with it, disagree with it down below in the comment section. But listen in here to Mark Cuban talk about where he believes crypto is heading in the next few years.
In Ukraine, they'd like to see this settled peacefully and amicably. Right now, there's been no response from Vladimir Putin that would lead to the notion that he might sit down with Joe Biden, have a summit to avoid a clash or something even worse in Ukraine. But he has so far not responded favorably to that. So the markets right now, better part of valor is to sell. That's been a theme certainly this month and year to date, where all the major averages are getting pounded. Mark Cuban knows a thing or two about money and markets. He became a billionaire doing it, owns the Dallas Mavericks, among many other things. Kind enough to join us now. I'm glad to see you, Mark. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well, Neil. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. What do you make of how the markets are digesting this? I know you've often reminded me over the many years that markets sometimes will respond first on a good news item, buying up on it, sell first on a bad news item, selling off on it. Right now, they're very worried about the Ukraine and how that's going to work out. Is that going to be the market mood setter for the immediate future?
Yeah, I mean, markets always overreact and overcorrect to news or anticipated news, particularly after a big run up, because speculators and investors want to protect their profits, so people run to cash. But the reality is, whether rates go to 3% or 4%, there aren't a lot of other good places to put your money. And so while there may be a lull now, just like we've seen in the past, people will come back to the markets.
All right. Right now, you're quite right.
He's going to get into crypto here.
Is shocked by the prospect of mortgage rates hitting 4%. Of course, when my wife and I got our first mortgage, I saw
ApeCoin too, Tony. I'm going to talk about it.
Make the point of, are young investors going to be spooked? Does that worry you that they, once burnt, don't want to return to these markets?
No, I mean, look, like you, my first house was at 12.75%. And, as rates went down, I always thought I was getting a bonus. But young investors are getting used to crypto. They've become crypto natives. And so they're used to a lot of variability. They're used to a lot of speculative run-ups and run-downs. And so I think they'll be the least spooked of all generations.
So you're looking.
I agree 100% with that. I mean, I'm 32 years old. Let me know where you are in your investing journey. Have you come from the stock market side? How old are you? I'd love to hear your comments down below. But I agree with this 100%. People who are in their 20s now, when they're just opening the door to investing, the chances are they're looking at crypto first. So that's speaking right to Mark's point there. So people are already getting used to the volatility of crypto at an early age, early on in their investing journey. So they're used to it. They're not going to panic as much as some of the new investors into crypto did in 2010 and 2012 and 2014. I think a great point.
Into crypto and sort of finding a way with this crypto app. Could you explain how that works? Obviously, you're a believer in this, but I think the last time I had you on, you talked about, look, I mean, you don't want to use every last penny aboard into this, but by the same token, there was promise. Right. Is there still promise?
Yeah, of course there is. I mean, crypto has different types of utility. Bitcoin is like an alternative to gold. It's a store of value. Ethereum has a programming language on top of it called smart contracts that allow you to build all kinds of different applications. You have to look at investing at crypto the same way as you look at investing in anything. Do you think there's a value proposition there that consumers or businesses are going to use? If you think the answer is yes, and you think it provides enough growth, then you invest. If the answer is no, you don't. The challenge in crypto, like the early days of internet stocks, is separating the signal from the noise. Back in the 1995, when all the internet companies were going public with only a website, people got all excited and invested in things just because they were there. And you see some of that with crypto as well. But the reality is, then like now, if you find a crypto token or application that really provides value and utility, that's where you invest. And that's what I look for.
The thinking was, and for a while it panned out, Mark, that Bitcoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies and investments benefited when the regular market was at a tailspin. Now the only primary beneficiary that I could see has been gold. Why is that?
Yeah, and even gold hasn't gone up that much. You know, as markets like crypto mature, then you know, with that maturity comes traditional investors. So you get ETFs, you get institutional investors that are investing in cryptocurrencies and crypto applications as well. You see a lot of VCs and private equity investing as well. So it's becoming more traditional. Everything that we're saying now about cryptocurrencies and applications, we said the exact same thing about the internet stocks back in the 90s.
A very strange day is coming.
That's a great point. People, love to criticize what they don't understand, right? And I think that's really the point Mark was speaking to there. People didn't understand the internet back in the early 2000s. So what did they do? They criticized it. They said, "Oh, it won't work. I'll just keep my brick and mortar. Everything will be fine. That internet thing's not going to do anything," right? What happened? Anybody who had that mindset and wasn't ready to change, wasn't ready to evolve and adapt and pivot, they got left behind. And I think the same thing's going to happen here with crypto. Anybody who's sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't know about that. It's just a scam," right? It's just a Ponzi scheme. It's just, it's only used for illicit activities. It's all bullshit. You keep that mindset, you're going to be left behind, I believe. And I think more and more people are coming around to it. I do think regulation will help, certainly, in that area, especially with older investors who are, very comfortable taking their 7-8% that they've already, always made in the markets. What's going to turn them on to crypto is some type of regulation. There's no question. But early investors, people younger than myself, again, I'm 32, people my age and younger, I think they're already leaning into crypto before they even lean into the stock market. I'm reading some of the comments coming in today, basically saying that, yeah, I'm 22 or I'm 30 and all I've ever done is invest in crypto. By the way, yeah, ApeCoin, this is Bored Ape Yacht Club's coin, going live on multiple exchanges today. Let me pop that open real quick and we'll address that real quick. But I do want to go back and listen to Mark's ending remarks, and I've got some other clips throughout the show as well. So I believe it was on Watcher Guru this morning where I saw the tweet. Here it was. Let me see. Also, there's some really bullish news out of Ukraine and crypto too. We're going to get to that in a little bit too. Basically, here you go. Crypto exchanges that will be listing ApeCoin today. ApeCoin is coming out of the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin, Bybit, Gate.io, Huobi. Wow, that is pretty insane. So we're going to get into that and try to, talk a little bit about that here in a minute. Just in, the Bored Ape Yacht Club's NFT collection floor price has surpassed 105 Ethereum. That is crazy. Lion King, you lost 120 on ShibToro. It's a scam. Dude, losing $100 does not mean it's a scam at all, dude. This is crypto, dude. So I'm guessing you're super new. It's a very volatile place, man. And you don't lose if you don't sell, by the way. But yeah, I mean, everybody gets wrecked. I've gotten wrecked. I got wrecked on Pochi Inu. I'm still holding, though. I got wrecked on Piccolo Inu. Still holding, though. I'm down about $5,000 in Piccolo. I'm down about $16,000 in Pochi. It happens. You're going to get wrecked. So I got wrecked in Shiryu Inu, too. And I sold out for a loss, a little bit of a loss. Once it came back to about even, I got out. But everybody gets wrecked. I don't care how good of a trader you are, how long you've been in it. Everybody gets wrecked. That's it. So, all right, let me go back over to Mark Cuban here. I want to finish up with these comments. Listen in, guys.
Suarez, who's going to be on with me, has talked about maybe reining in the expectations for this Miami coin, a cryptocurrency unique to the city of Miami, saying, I don't know whether it's going to work or not. The fact that it's
talking about Miami coin, but I saw this comment, got wrecked on Saitama. Yeah, a lot of people did. And use this as a learning curve, Mac Attack. Listen, I got wrecked before I got into Saitama. Therefore, I was probably, ready to take profits when I did. I took profits around Vegas time. Good thing I did, right? Looking back at it, that was a good thing. Now, before that, I got wrecked. I didn't just walk into that Saitama thing without being wrecked, knowing what to do. No, I freaking lost. I got wrecked on some trades. So I learned some hard lessons. I learned the hard way. And that's how you have to learn in crypto trading. You got to get wrecked before you start making a lot of money, in my opinion. Usually that's how it goes. Unless you just play the buy and hold strategy and you bought Bitcoin in 2010, right?
It has had a bumpy launch and efforts by other mayors to maybe expand its use. Does that give you pause? Are you worried?
No, it's like any business, any application, any environment. There's, in the early days, there's just a lot of craziness that goes on, and you have to look to see where the real utility is. And crypto is absolutely no different. If you look at this like you look at buying any application, using any app, if it works for you, you do it, and if it doesn't, you don't.
Could I switch gears? I know separately you are looking at trying to find a low-cost alternative to rocketing drug prices. And I'm just wondering, it's online, I believe, is the way you're going to do it. Yep. How will it work?
So it's called costplusdrugs.com. And what we did was basically attempt to disrupt the drug pricing industry. There's these things called pharmacy benefit managers that always act as a middleman between drug manufacturers and insurance companies and hospitals. And what we did with costplusdrugs.com is say, we're going to be vertically integrated. We're going to either manufacture drugs. We're building a plant in Dallas to manufacture as many generic drugs as we can here in the United States. And we're selling directly to consumers, patients on costplusdrugs.com. And as a result, there are drugs that sell for thousands of dollars that we're selling for $15, $20, and drugs that sell for $300 and $400, we're selling for $3 and $4. It's just such a distorted marketplace that we literally turned it upside down. And we've only been available since January 19th, and we already have hundreds of thousands of customers and thousands more signing up every day.
Maybe I still got this COVID fog, Mark, but how are you able to cut prices that much? Who have you removed, or what entity have you taken out? It can't be just one. So what we do?
Yeah, appreciate that, Craig. I thought Crypto Talk was over there. Noah, not congratulations. I was going to just say welcome. Welcome into the YouTube membership. If you could email me, my email is down in the About page over there. Email me. I'll make sure you get into the Discord later today. Just send a screenshot real quick of you coming in. It's kind of a clunky thing on the back end of YouTube to get you in the Discord, but I will definitely do so. So welcome in, Noah, to the team. All right. So, by the way, if you want to join the Patreon, link down below in the description. Also, I Trust Capital. If you want to start a crypto IRA today, that link is down below in the description too. I'm getting ready to fund my I Trust Capital account. Super cool. You could put Shiba Inu in there along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the top 25 cryptos all listed there with I Trust Capital. Start your IRA today down below in the description. All right. So, that's hilarious. I lost like 15 people. People hate little commercials, but that's okay. You got to throw them in there. But here's the thing. I want to go back over. There's another clip I want to go to. Mike Novogratz. He was talking about Bitcoin. So this is the CEO of Galaxy. So Galaxy Digital, and he's super bullish on crypto long term. And because this is a bullish live stream here this morning, and we're kind of zooming out, looking at the long term outlook of crypto, I thought this was really good. And this was just a couple days ago, actually. Bloomberg Technology did this with Novogratz on Bitcoin adoption, CBDCs, and blockchain tech. And we'll stop it throughout a couple of times and just, listen into Mike and what he has to say.
How has it highlighted the utility of crypto?
Well, I think, let's say the dollar might never be the same, right? I mean, I think the biggest thing that's happened in the last 10 years in lots of ways, maybe longer, is when Europe, the US said, hey, Russia, those reserves that you thought were yours, they're not really your reserves. So what does that mean? It means
I don't think the Apecoin's available on Coinbase. Every exchange is kind of rolling it out differently. I know Binance had posted their deposit dates and things like that. We'll get to that in just a minute. I mean, everybody's trying to fire into this Apecoin, huh? All right, we'll get to that in just a minute after Mike and we talk a little bit about this.
Dollar or treasuries as a risk-free asset isn't so risk-free. It's not risk-free if you're Russian, and maybe if you're Chinese, you're like, it might not be risk-free either. And so I think we're entering in a world that's unknown, where people are going to struggle to figure out what is the reserve currency. The U.S. isn't going away, right? The dollar's not going away, but it's not going to be the sole place. And so I think you're going to see this hodgepodge of assets, gold, certainly digital digital assets are going to be part of that bucket. The whole world's not going to flip to Bitcoin overnight, but you're going to see more and more people say, I want to have some of my money outside of the sovereign.
How do you deal with that debate, though? Because a lot of people are talking about the problem with cryptocurrency is that you can use it to circumvent these sanctions. On the other hand, people in the community are saying that's the point, right? We don't want government censorship to be able to take away our property.
So let's talk big and small. There's zero chance the Russian government can use cryptocurrencies to circumvent. Right, we're regulated by 25 different agencies, Galaxy, and I'm sure FTX and Binance and the others have just as many. And so, almost all crypto moves through exchanges. Those exchanges have KYC AML processes, just like TradeFi exchanges. And so, plus Bitcoin is a public blockchain. Way back we hired Mike Morrell, who had run the CIA. We, Galaxy, and a few other companies to do a study on Bitcoin. And he did like a 10 weeks exhaustive study with the security agencies, with the three-letter agencies, with crypto companies. And he came up with a thesis that if you were going to design a trap to catch criminals, it would look a lot like the Bitcoin blockchain. And so it's just, Elizabeth Warren is just wrong when she thinks you can use Bitcoin for the Russian state sanctions, and we're looking at it the wrong way. The Russian ruble has.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks back, right? That was the big narrative that Russian oligarchs were going to use crypto to wiggle their way around sanctions when crypto is just not that big compared to Russia's GDP, right? We're just not that big of an overall market yet. In fact, we're a little over half the size by market cap of Apple, one company, right? When we're talking about the global crypto market. So those arguments, along with other arguments that you hear all the time, that crypto's bad for the environment and Bitcoin's terrible for the, sure, but compared to what? Because tumble dryers are worse for the environment than Bitcoin mining. So these arguments have a lot of flaws, all right? And this is the most recent one with the Ukraine-Russia situation.
Appreciated over 90% in the last 10 years. Just this year alone, I think high to low is like 65%. The Turkish lira did the same. Bitcoin is a lifeline to people in countries with really poor stewardship of their economy. And we should be thrilled that Russians can get some of their money in Bitcoin so they're not completely broke holding worthless rubles.
Well, that brings me to the question of what the use case is, because in the context we're talking about it, it's essentially as a replacement for fiat currencies. Is that how you view what the future of digital assets is? Listen, is it a store of value?
So digital assets is a big word, right? I think Bitcoin has this really beautiful lane of being digital gold.
I agree. I mean, I think Bitcoin is a store of value. I do think there are different types of values that other cryptocurrencies bring to the table, right? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think, sure, Bitcoin will be quote unquote digital gold once it reaches close to the $10 trillion market cap that is gold right now. We've been as high as about 1 trillion or a little bit over 1 trillion with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is built to be that store of value, whereas Ethereum is built to be more transactional, right? And a lot of DeFi is as well, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about this too, and let's hear what Mike has to say on it.
Store of value. Everyone has a human right to have the fruits of their labor stored somewhere, and if you don't trust your government's currency, traditionally we put it in diamonds or gold. This is the first really digital version.
All right, I'm going to listen to the audience because we're losing people listening to Mike. So I guess Mike's boring. Let's jump over to some DEX tools here. Let's take a look at some charts. Because I think that's what people want to jump into. We also want to talk about ApeCoin, right? This is the one that everybody's talking about today. So let's jump into it. Good morning, everybody. Bullish Livestream. We're talking about, just zooming out a little bit here this morning to start the stream. Now we're going to kind of go into some charts, talk about ApeCoin, because that's what everybody wants to kind of know about here. ApeCoin on Coinbase. Let's see here. Let's see. Exchanges that are listing ApeCoin today. Let's see. Has Coinbase made any announcement on it? Have they listed it yet? I guess I'll throw some money at it too once they list it. If everybody's doing it, right? Sometimes you got to just FOMO in. Here's the thing. Where's the price of ApeCoin? I was joking there. Don't try to FOMO in all the time. Where is ApeCoin? Let's see. Is it listed yet? Let's see. All right, I don't see anything on Coinbase's front. Does anybody have that information? Has Coinbase listed ApeCoin? I guess I can just pull up my app here. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if I can actually go trade for it here. Let's see. Coinbase. I'll look it up. Maybe deposits are available, I heard. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So yeah, Apecoin's the big topic of discussion this morning. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just popping in, welcome. All right, let's see. Assets. Let's see. Trade. Here we go. We got to search Apecoin. Apecoin. There it is. All right. Is it tradable, though? Is it tradable? Apecoin. Is it open? Buy with Coinbase wallet only. So it came out. Oh my goodness. So it's been hammered, guys. So it's down 84%. Apecoin is. It's an ERT. Yeah, then make sure this is the same one I'm thinking of. Apecoin down. It's got to be right. Ape, yeah. Yeah, man, it was as high as $22.17. Can't buy it on Coinbase yet. But yeah, and right now it's trading at 631. Right now, 631. So let's see. Yeah, we're talking about Apecoin. I don't know if it's available on any centralized exchange yet, but this was the big news that got people kind of fired up about it. Crypto exchanges, which will be listing Ape today, Binance, Coinbase. So Binance had their information on it. Let's see here. Binance, Apecoin, because they had deposit and withdrawal dates on there already. Let's see. $7.17 right now on KuCoin, Tony says. Yeah, it's $6.31 on Coinbase. So my opinion on Ethereum, super bullish on it, Creasy. And we talked about that at the top of the stream. Definitely go back and watch the top half of the stream, the first like 20 minutes, because I pulled up Raul Paul, who's also super bullish on Ethereum, and interjected my opinion a little bit there too. Let's see. Okay, Binance will list Apecoin. Here we go. Here's the announcement, 3:08 a.m. Okay, so for Binance, users can now start depositing Ape in preparation for trading. Withdrawals for Ape will open on the 18th. So depositing is open on Binance for Ape. It's 661 on Uniswap. Okay, so Ape is available on Uniswap. Gotcha. Available on Uniswap. DexTool said it went to 41502. Make sure you're looking at the right one. There's a lot of people who are knocking it off, right, and creating other coins that are close to it. So let's go over to their actual Twitter here instead of just trying to find it on DexTools, and just go to their website and get the address. That way we know we're getting the right thing, okay? It's on Hotbit right now, okay? All right, let's go to Apecoin. Let's go to their website, and let's go find the contract address and make sure we know exactly where we're at here. Okay. About, I guess. Do we have the contract address here? Where is it? Okay. Looking for the contract address here on their website, guys. They never make this easy, right? Here, wait, buy and sell. Apecoin is available on these exchanges coming soon. Check back here and follow announcements on Twitter as Ape gets added to more exchanges. All right, but like, could you post the? It's in DGen channel. Okay, got you. Let me grab that real quick. Thank you, Daniel. DGen channel, Discord. That's our personal Discord in our private community, guys, if you're wondering. All right, so DGen channel. Hold on, guys, 1 sec. Let me find this total DGen. Hopefully it's close to Daniel, how far up is it? I can't see. Could somebody repost it in that DGen channel for me? That'd be great. It's kind of hard trying to find that all through there. But yeah, we're going to get that contract address pulled up on Uniswap. Right now it's showing $6.80 traded right now. Okay, so Coinbase, thanks, Muzz. Coinbase trading will begin on or after 12 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, March 17th. That's today, if liquidity conditions are met. But you can go get it on Uniswap right now, right? It's in one of their Twitter posts. All right, so maybe we can find it that way. It's in one of their Twitter. Why wouldn't they just pin that? Like, that's the most important information we need, right? Why not pin that up there? Okay. Because here's the thing. Everybody's creating knockoffs now. So Bybit, here we go. Look at all these exchanges adding it. Crazy. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. All these exchanges adding something at once, right? There it is. The ApeCoin contract address is this. Okay. So I'm actually going to tweet this out. Make sure you are using the correct ApeCoin address if you are aping in. How do you spell aping? 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 Aping into this. We'll just do that. Let's see. What's going on, guys? What's happening? What's happening, Tim? It's going to explode. All right, Toy. Here's the tweet. Got it. Network fees were $400. Was that on Uniswap? Thoughts on Web3? Kevin, I think it's going to be huge. Contract is on their Twitter account. Yeah, we got the contract address now. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. All right, so let me know in chat. Is this a good time to purchase ApeCoin right now? I mean, is it? So when did it launch? I'm still trying to kind of understand this. So looks like it launched early this morning, 8:39, and it started way up there at 22.17, and it's come all the way down, right, at 6:22. It's pretty much flatlining now, though. It's kind of straight lining across. Well, it reached 39.40. That was, man, it pumped. So it opened up at like $1, got all the way to 39.40. Now it's at 66.90, launching on Binance in 45 minutes. So if it's launching on Binance in 45 minutes, I think I'm going to get into this. All right, guys, let me do something real quick. I got to send a message to my, I guess everybody's going to hear this one, but I got to send a buy alert to my Patreon. Let's see here. Does anybody else have opinions? Are you getting in this or not? Are you jumping in this right now? If it's launching on Binance in 45 minutes, though, that could be interesting. Went crazy overnight. Okay. Discord is down below in the description. It's through the Patreon. It's all linked together. Let's see. All right. So ApeCoin. Let's see. I'm going to copy this address real quick, guys. Boom. ApeCoin contract is. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to buy a little bit of this. I'm going to buy a small amount and then track it throughout the day. All right. Again, not financial advice. You have to do your own due diligence here. But that's what I'm going to do. All right. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to take this. I want to email this to myself real quick. I'm going to get a little bit of this. Oh man, it's moving now. It's back up to 722 on Coinbase. It was just at 6 something. All right, so I want to get in this. Hold on. Let's see. Let's put my name in here. Let's see. Email that to me. Send out the alert. See, I'm sending the alert out before I even buy it. Look at that. See. Select tier support. Okay, insider. Boom. All right, so let me look into my email. I'm gonna go buy. I'm gonna go buy some of this. Let's see. I only heard because it's Binance US. All right, guys, bear with me because right on stream, I'm gonna go get some of this. Sure, you goes live on MEXC Friday. Nice. Copy. So let me know in chat how much do you think I should get here. Should I get 1 ETH worth? What do you guys think? GVM is going in. Nice. Ape season is upon us. I like it. Browser. Let's see. 1 ETH. Paste. Ape. Import. 2K. You're putting 2K in it. I'm going to put, I wonder what slippage needs to be set at. I think we're good. All right, I just bought 1.5 ETH. Well, transactions going through. Smart contracts sold 830 ETH of ApeCoin already. Wow. I'll wait and see the performance. I mean, I'm just looking at like how far it's come down, and like a lot of these exchanges haven't listed it yet, right? All right, I'm in. All right, so I've got Ape. Did I miss the first sip? Yeah, you missed the first sip, but network fee, I'll tell you. Mine was like $180. My network fee, I just bought it on Uniswap, guys. Yeah. I just got it on Uniswap. I paid like $180 network fee and like $40 in gas. I just bought an ETH and a little over an ETH. No, my email is on my about page of my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, dude, anybody who's become a member today, and you don't have the Discord link yet, please go do this so I can get this link to you. Head over to my YouTube channel right here, hit the About tab, and then you'll scroll down and you'll see View Email Address for business inquiries, and then email me to that email. Okay? And I'll make sure you get in the Discord. Man, what a fun live stream yesterday, watching the Federal Reserve meeting with T. Hobbs and Liddy and Jazz. Thank you all for tuning in to that. Had a blast, and we'll definitely do it again. Legal Alien was in here too, so that was cool. I can show you how to strategize accumulation of it when I finish walking the dogs. Yeah, that'd be great, Daniel. Let's definitely do that. So Daniel's a moderator in our Discord. This guy is all about kind of setting up some bots to kind of slowly transact. And so I mean we're going deep in the weeds in our Discord. Link down below in the description. No pressure. You can cancel at any time, but we got a lot of smart people down there, and I've learned a ton from the likes of Daniel and Muzz and many others in our community. And that's what it's all about, right? Building out a network, because there's an old saying, right? Your net worth is just a product of your network, right? Who are you hanging around? What are you learning? Who are you learning things from? So I really credit to a lot of those guys, give credit to a lot of those guys, because they've taught me a lot. So appreciate you guys. Your email is not there in the about. It should be. Yeah, it's right there. Just hit that. It's under details, man. Just hit that. And then send me a screenshot showing me proof that, you've got the membership, the $10 membership, and then you're in the Discord, man. So again, anybody who's become a member today, view email address. There it is. Send me an email today with a screenshot, and I'll make sure you get in. I promise. All right. Let's see. Ivan's gonna not like me if I don't go over and show you about Rich Rabbit Club. So it's weird for me to talk about, the projects we're working on all the time. So I don't do this enough. But Ivan is heading up our Discord of the Rich Rabbit Club. So Ivan, I appreciate you, man, so much. Rich Rabbit Club is an NFT project brought to you by Austin Hilton and myself, powered by the Yasha DAO. Enter the Discord through invites only. So last night, we had an opportunity to get into the Discord. Ooh, right now we're actually doing it too. So head on over. It's a private only Discord. You can get in. Once you get in, you can get whitelisted and get all set and ready to go. I mean, at the bare minimum, make sure you follow on the Twitter page so you know when we're letting people into the Discord. And almost 5,000 or almost 4,500 here Twitter followers. We don't have a date for launch yet, but again, the utility here behind Rich Rabbit Club is we want to build out that community, similar to what I was just talking about that we've done in our Patreon and Discord. We've got a bunch of like-minded individuals who are, positively going about this crypto game and helping each other and trying to grow our portfolios all together as one. And it's a lot easier to grow your portfolio when you have many other people to hang your hat on rather than doing it by yourself. We're going to do the same thing over at Rich Rabbit Club in terms of crypto, but also just in terms of your business endeavors. We want to help you grow your network of individuals. And so when you own a Rich Rabbit Club, you get into an exclusive club where everybody is fostering relationships, helping people with network. Oh, you need this person to start your business. Hey, this person knows somebody. That's what we're building. Basically an entrepreneurial hub where you have access to not only myself and Austin, but other people who are super successful in what they do in business and in crypto. So there you go. That's kind of what we're going after. Give us a quote from Think and Grow Rich for inspiration. Robert, I love that book, man. Absolutely love that book. Fantastic book. You must have saw my Napoleon Hill quotes last night. Here's one. Whatever the mind can believe and conceive, the mind can achieve. That's a good one. Napoleon Hill quote there. So what's happening, Robert? Scott, what's going on? Not on mobile. Okay. So you can't see that on mobile. Can you get to a desktop? Noah, is that possible? Let me know, man. If not, I can, I don't want to just, I don't want to get blasted with a bunch of emails here. What's up, Dirk? John, been following Zach and Austin for almost a year now. Wish they would get on MMF train. What's up, John? When is Ape going to be live on Coinbase to buy? It's a good question. It's not live yet because I couldn't buy it. Couldn't buy it yet. But I just got it on Uniswap. I'm into it on Uniswap. So the price is back down to $6.93. It's fluctuating quite a bit. I think my average price was I got in at $6.96. I think is where I got my buy-in. So there you go. Lion King, quit spamming the chat. I don't know what are you saying, man? Ape setting up, hopefully, man. It's a big sell-off after the launch. All right, let's jump into some so ApeCoin, we'll keep an eye on this, guys. For sure. Here's the contract address. We'll keep an eye on this. But let's also talk a little bit more about some of our favorite cryptos out there. Let's kind of take a look around the DEX tools. Some of our favorite cryptos. So last night I had Matt Johnson on. Guys, I am so bullish on Apollo Inu. I don't care what anybody tells me. I've had a chance to talk to Matt multiple times now. What they're building is something super unique, and I think it's going to be huge. The fact that the working product's not even out, the fact that creators are not even within their system yet, and here's what's going to happen. The creative people who start getting funded and those who are up for vote, that is going to bring so many more holders of Apollo into the fold because you're going to have to hold Apollo to vote for these different creators. And let's say that creator gets up for a vote 1 week, doesn't get it. Well, now they've got to, broaden out their network, even reach out to more people. Hey, I need to get these votes. Can you go and, buy a little bit of this Apollo Inu so you can vote for me, right? Not to mention just how many lives this is going to change. There's so many people out there who are super talented that just don't have the financial means to take whatever their creative talent is to the next level. So I think this crypto on so many fronts is going to perform well. I think this is one of my favorite in 2022, without a doubt. It launched in January. January 12th was the launch. And Apollo, here's a few in 2022 that I would say, and again, we're going to the small cap space here. Okay, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that's a whole different conversation. But in terms of these small caps, which community coins, whatever you want to call them, Apollo, okay, Terrarium, and Shibtoro. Those are my three for 2022. Apollo, Shibtoro, and Terrarium. So with that being said, let's take a look at Terrarium's chart and where we are today with that, because it's had a nice little run over the past couple of days as well. What does the picture look like on Uniswap? Demir, just there is no picture, dude. Just make sure. Okay, guys, if you're buying it on Uniswap, ApeCoin, here's the address right here. Okay, this is the address. Let me paste this in chat. Use this address. So when you're searching your coin, that's the address right there. That is the ApeCoin address. All right. Do not try to search it because there's going to be a ton of fake ones out there. All right. Yeah, I just got in, guys, to Ape. I pretty much aped in. More bullish on Volt. Volt's right up there too. Actually, I got to add that one to my. If I had to go 3, those are my 3, but Volt would be number 4. I got to add that one to my bullish list in 2022. But here's Terrarium. Finally, there's been 5 days of green candlesticks. We got a little bit of a pullback here, but still up 5% on the day. But this is just a great looking chart, great looking project. Over 8,300 holders, and really more of those holders will be listed on centralized exchanges as well. Super, super excited about the future of this one. No doubt about it. Terra. Volt, let's take a look. Volt Inu. I just bought the dip on this a couple days ago. It was down to the 4.7 range. Okay, right here. We bought it on stream. It was like 4.8. We bought it on stream just a couple days ago. So what was this? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Monday morning we bought Volt right down in here on the stream. Bought the dip a little bit, added to the bag, right down in here. Yep. Really like this one too. Really like this one. If you want to walk through on how to set up limit grid to accumulate ApeCoin, send stream link. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Daniel. All right, guys. We're going to bring in Daniel and talk about setting up grid to accumulate ApeCoin. Let's see. Daniel, where you at? I'm going to drop it in DGen, Daniel. And anybody in DGen, if you guys want to pop in here, you're welcome to. There you go. Just dropped it in, man. Luna 1. I haven't looked at this, Richie, but I've heard a lot about it, man. Nut, what's up, man? Terra Luna will be up to 120 in about a month from what I see. Love it. Nut, what's happening, dude? Welcome back in, man. APE-ING will be the biggest pump and dump in the history of crypto. Well, I mean, Catalan, it's already pumped and dumped. That's why I bought it. I mean, dude, it was trading at shit, it was trading at almost $40. But somebody's got to fill me in on what's going on with it. Hope Daniel will be able to. I'm sure he's been watching it like a hawk. But I mean, it was $39.40. So I mean, dude, it's already, look, there you go. It's already quote unquote pumped and dumped. So I bought it after the dump. Daniel, what's happening, man?
Not too much things. Sort of waking up, so you'll forgive me if I'm a little.
That's groggy. Okay. No, it's all good, man.
The really interesting thing that has to be mentioned here is I'm pretty sure that the liquidity that exists on decentralized exchanges for Bored Ape Yacht Club's DAO coin is made by individual holders. Like, they didn't have liquidity partitioned, to my knowledge, for Uniswap. So it's really people who held the NFT they could go to a contract and redeem the token. And I think that what's listed on Uniswap at the moment is just people made their own liquidity pool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is like the good old days when you didn't have to wait for token launches like you do today.
So what does that mean for like its future? Is that I mean, is it okay? Is it sustainable? Okay.
That's how tokens used to launch back in the ICO day. Like when it was, you would actually, back in the day, you would actually send like Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever to the people who were minting the coin, and you would either join them in mining it or you would just receive some back on the honor system.
Gotcha.
But like there's no, go ahead.
No, I want to jump right back to this. I just want to hit up Avi because he threw a super chat out there. What do you think about Doge on Mars? Well, I'm still trying to figure out how the hell it got listed on crypto.com. It's interesting. There's no white paper yet. There's a lot of interest though. I just kind of, I guess you could say, degened in a little bit with like $1,200, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. All right, so back to this Apecoin. So explain to me and to everybody else out there listening. What are you doing? You got things set up?
So I ran a custom wallet that I wrote to do a purchase as soon as it launched. Now, now you can tell by the chart, if I would have sold at the start when it picked up, then would have profited a good deal. But yeah, it's down substantially since. But the strategy to take, in my opinion, just on DeFi at the moment for it, is to set up sort of a grid where you're setting like, take the price that it is at right now, and we're gonna set like between 25 and 40% steps in either direction, and we're gonna set up a purchase. We're gonna set a limit purchase in DeFi based upon that, using probably easiest is 1 inch. So you want to open up 1 inch.
Well, 1 sec. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this address again in for everybody because, dude, I'm super nervous. There's a lot of scam ones out there already, and people I think are already buying into different ones. So that one I just dropped in, guys, that's the actual contract address. Make sure it ends in 4381. Okay. So you said open up 1 inch.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just 1inch.com?
You can just search 1 inch and it'll show up as 1 inch DeFi aggregator.
App.1inch. Gotcha.
Yep. Now, what you're going to do is connect your wallet top right. Ethereum. You want to read and accept. You want to check off the checkbox at the top. Yep. Ethereum. And MetaMask. Choose wallet. There's MetaMask. What are you using? You can use what you want. If you're using Coinbase wallet, use Coinbase wallet.
This MetaMask I don't really use anymore. That's linked in here. Let me see if I remember this password.
We could use a Scratch wallet. It's okay.
Oh, we can? How do we do that? I don't really have any of my wallets on this computer.
Well, I could use one of your Scratch wallets.
That's cool. Yeah. How do we do that?
Yeah. You give me 1 second to get set up.
All right, cool. So what Daniel's talking about, we had we had a couple plays where we all kind of throw into like a pool. So in our Discord, is it still invite only? The total channel?
It's not invite only. It's we're keeping it limited for the moment because it can very quickly become dangerous. Like we're inviting people one by one when we know that they clearly understand the risks involved. Because if we just gave it to anyone who asked, then we would have people making actions on things which are very stupid plays that are 100% going to be a rug pull. Because when we get drunk, we can actually get into plays like that, and it's more of a game of get out before they pull the rug, which is a very, very fun game if you're playing for $20. And it is ultimately satisfying. It is like if you get in on a legit rug pull and you got out 30 seconds before. I mean, Kat, if you're in chat, jump in chat. He'll tell his story about his first rug pull, where he got out, I think, 6 minutes before they pulled the rug, and he got off on a 2x, which is just an objectively good feeling.
So, dude, Exadark, I think I was telling you guys about this one, right? So I got in with 0.8 ETH. I took my initial out, and I did not put a buy alert out there. Anybody who's a Patreon member, because like some of these ones I just don't want to because they're that risky. They're total degen plays, right? So I put it in there. I got my initial out, and I've taken 2 profits. So I won on it, but then I was like sitting there. It was another 1,400. I was going to try to take it all the way out. Can't sell it. So there you go. So that's down to like $400, and I still can't sell it. But
I mean, that's the thing is you get to learn a lot of the tricks that the rug pullers actually do. I mean, we can actually consider the degen channel at the moment to be research because we are legit learning about the ways that, like, again, they come up with new tactics to rug pull pretty much every 2 days. Like there's ones where you can test buy, you can test sell, it'll go through just fine. And they either make use of limit counters or they make use of, wow, gas is crazy at the moment.
Yeah, well, I got in. I think mine was like $48 by network fee.
Jumped up to 218. Goy.
Yeah. My network fee was a little high though.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But what they'll do is they'll come up with automatic blacklisting, so you can make 2 or 3 sells, or they'll be watching. They'll be watching on their coin launch for when you buy above a certain amount, and they blacklist you for sale. So like these are tactics which it's good to know that they exist, and then if you can get your hands on the code, or if you can at least theorize how somebody accomplished it in a contract, then it gives you a better point of view on projects that aren't degen plays for you, and you want to evaluate how the degens, the people in the degen chat in your Discord. When we were looking at Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's just like, okay, there's some things here that seem a little sketchy. Like, I mean, they're large enough that if it's legit. So the first thought is, wait, maybe they got their Twitter hacked. Maybe they've got a rogue actor inside of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Who's just getting in touch with these exchanges, and but that's the thought process. That's doing your own research right there. That's okay. If that's the case, what would it look like? And then getting an understanding of how they're going to do it, and then opening up the contract for it and seeing who the holders are. Like there's dozens of wallets who've got 0.5% of the total supply. And I reckon that has to do with either team wallets or they're just setting aside for exchanges. We don't know exactly. But it gives you
exchanges, dude. Have you ever seen anything like that, Daniel? Like all at once on one freaking day, like just all the major exchanges?
It's not surprising. I mean, it's the ETH 2.0 is not necessarily going to be listed on is going to be immediately listed everywhere. It's a large project. It's the most popular NFT, aside from maybe CryptoPunks.
So on that front, though, real quick. So if you hold Ethereum, let's say in a centralized exchange, are you going to have to convert it to ETH 2.0 at some point, or will that automatically be done?
First off, they stopped calling it ETH 2.0. I'm actually not sure what they're calling it nowadays. They're calling it proof of stake Ethereum, but the Ethereum developers are very touchy on that you should stop calling it ETH 2.0. Because
it created too much. Probably it created too much confusion. Probably.
Well, it gave away that they're essentially launching their own replacement. They're essentially launching a new token, and they're doing exactly what you see in DeFi when people are like, okay, we have a version 2 coming out of our contract, and we're going to airdrop to all holders, or you'll be able to convert. I mean,
right.
That's my take on it. I need to just make this scratch wallet quick fast.
No worries. There's a couple things in chat here I can get to. Thoughts on XRP and the lawsuit going on with the SEC? They got some good news recently, Karam. It would be great to hear from you. Yeah, they got some pretty good news on that front. And there was something out of Australia. I got to do some digging, but something really good out of Australia with the XRP yesterday or something. I haven't jumped into it, but my feelings on XRP is, I really like it. I just don't want to go all the way in until I have more clarity on what's going on with the lawsuit. What's the Discord? Chris, the Patreon link down below, that is all one and the same. So the Patreon is the Discord. So on Patreon, I send alerts, and on Discord is where we kind of actively communicate amongst one another. So it's all one and the same. Boca got me too. He said it's in the description. There you go. Appreciate you, Boca. How many Shiba Inu do you have? I don't even know, Demir. Not quite sure, man. I did sell some near the top, but I've got a couple different open positions. Ape is moving. Yeah, it was up into the 9s there for a minute. Now it's back at 836. Tony said, I did a test buy from my Coinbase, sent over XLM to my KuCoin, sold the XLM, bought the Ape coin, $25 worth, and my fee was 2 cents. Nice. I have 45 quad of Squid Game. Is that a good size bag? Nice, Nick.
Should be able to mint an NFT with a wallet balance, something like that. Like a lot. There's, I forget the name. I don't think it was TARP, but there was a different group similar to TARP who they would mint an NFT for you, for everyone when they identified a rug pull. They would mass send an NFT to everybody who got hit by it.
That's hilarious. Hey, speaking of minting NFTs, so I was talking to the group at Everrise yesterday. I'm gonna have a video on this too coming out soon. They're doing something really cool. So they're kind of redesigning their staking feature where when you stake Everrise now, you're going to actually stake it, and then it's an NFT. So like if you have $1,000 worth of Everrise and you decide to stake 500, that $1,000 balance still like shows up in your MetaMask per se, but like 500 of it is now turned into an NFT, which then you can buy, sell, trade. That's super cool, man. I don't know if that's a new phenomenon, but
it's copying kind of what Uniswap does with their version 3 liquidity. So when you deposit version 2 liquidity in most decentralized exchanges, you get LP tokens. It would be the same as getting what was the name? If you went into SHIB and if you went into ShibaSwap and you deposited SHIB and ETH, for example, you received LP tokens for Shiba Inu for ShibaSwap platform.
Yeah. Okay.
XSHIB is stake SHIB, and then you actually got, if you deposited LP, then you got LP tokens. So the way Uniswap does it with version 3 liquidity is when you create it, you actually get an NFT representing your stake. There's some low level changes that actually has in terms of stability, but so far in my experience, version 3 has been more of a headache than just using V2, and also the majority of token launches nowadays are still using V2. Like there's a lot to it. There's a lot that I don't understand very well because I mean it's Uniswap. They know what they're doing in terms of liquidity and they're the standard at the moment. But your position if you make version 3 liquidity in Uniswap is represented by an NFT.
Sweet. What's up, Julio? Coffee friends. Yeah, I still got my coffee, man. It's getting cold, so I'm trying to drink it a little quicker. Charday, good morning. How we doing? Let's see. Is ApeCoin on Robinhood? No, not yet.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It's on everything else, basically. I mean, look, here you go. Here's Voyager. ApeCoin's officially live there. That was an hour ago. Kraken 20 minutes ago. There's ApeCoin. So everybody just checking in. We're talking about ApeCoin. It's tied to Bored Ape Yacht Club. I actually, full disclosure here, just bought some. Sent a Patreon message out right before I bought it, and bought 1.5 ETH, something like that. And what other exchanges? Look at all OKX. They just listed it 43 minutes ago. Nexo 49 minutes ago. Bybit an hour ago. If you're thinking about getting in, guys, just be very, very careful because there's a lot of fake addresses floating out there. So make sure you're getting the address that ends in 4381 if you're looking at this, okay? 4381. I'm going to drop it in chat again just because. Okay, I see you're trying to share something with me, so I'm pulling it up.
So again, this is going to be more question towards what you want, but here we've got a scratch wallet with some of Zach's money. We're hopping into 1 inch. We're gonna set a series of limit orders that's going to convert ETH to, let's add APE. All right, swap it around and ETH. Let's do wrapped ETH. We're gonna have to wrap some of your ETH to get it done properly, but we'll see. Let's set up 0.25. How many brackets do you want? Like, do you get the strategy measure here? Like, we don't really know where the price is going to settle. So I think the idea is, like, let's set like 20% above the current price, 20% below the current price, and then as long as we get within a couple percent of there, it'll automatically execute a buy.
Okay. So what is our max number of brackets we can create?
As many as you like.
Okay. What do you usually say? I mean, what's like this is a whole new world for me, so I'm learning.
This is not a regular launch for today. I mean, if we were back in the ICO times, then you don't have this technology. You don't have the ability to set limit orders. Stuff isn't listed this way. You didn't have exchanges back then nearly as well as you had today.
I would say like what, 750?
750 what?
$7.50?
I'm not going by dollars. We're going by ETH.
Oh, by ETH.
So hang on, up in your chart that you're looking at, actually, I've only got, hold up a sec. Let me get, it's a new profile here I made for you. So give me a second.
So guys, if you're just tuning in, Daniel here is setting up some limit orders with APE, the new token that launched here. So I've got a couple ETH in a wallet that he has access to, and we're just gonna teach you kind of how to set this up. So again, this is 1 inch, right, Daniel?
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is deck screener. This is 1 inch.
Okay.
So the trick that we're looking for here, I mean, we could do the math here to figure out how much it's going to be worth in dollars, but the other way to do it would actually be to convert some ETH to USDT and then use USDT or USDC, your preference of stablecoin, which would let you just do the mental math and do the spread in that. Let's see. One moment. I don't like new profiles and stuff. Ikanashi. Good. 1 minute. Sure. Ooh, it's doing nicely. So what we can do, however, is we can just switch here to view price and wrapped Ethereum, in which case we're seeing the Bored Ape Yacht Club's price. 1 sec, let me get sizing going here. Look at that dump at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So just for clarity here, this isn't a dump as in like it was minted and yeah, there was a rug pull or something. The reason that the price is so volatile in decentralized exchanges for it at the moment is mostly because it's being deposited by private holders. Like, there's no team coins that they have deposited into into dexes to make liquidity. We can actually check this, by the way, by hopping over to the Uniswap pairing. This is done, by the way, in Uniswap v3. There's currently about $8 million in wrapped Ethereum in its liquidity pool. What we can see that people have created here, they've actually, this is deposits. Well, we would need to actually go to the deposits itself, but this is people creating the pairing. And let's see who actually created it. I highly doubt this is actually somebody. Yeah, this is somebody who got, you can tell by they're not actually a holder of a Bored Ape Yacht Club token. But yes, you can see that what they did was they actually received tokens from the airdrop that you get if you held the NFT, transferred it elsewhere, or just purchase some on a centralized exchange, and then paired that up with some Ethereum on Uniswap to create their own liquidity.
So how did they get it in the first place if they didn't hold the NFT? Did somebody holding the NFT send that to them? And
we can check it, but I would need coffee in order to properly check that right now.
Fair enough.
No, it's there's no good or bad answer. I mean, it's a popular enough project, and the scale of it. I mean, it's got so much coverage and it's got enough clout that it doesn't really matter. Eventually, arbitrageurs will settle on a price. This is why the approach, the strategy to take at the moment is it's really taking the strategy of ICO launches back in like 2016. When you would get your hands on it without an exchange, and then the exchanges were just places that you deposited tokens in order to buy and sell it at whatever people were ready to buy and sell it at. So I mean, eventually, even if essentially somebody could take 1,000 APE coins that they got from the contract that they allocated 15% of the supply to, and they redeemed that, and then you could take 1,000 ETH and 1,000 APE, and you could combine them into basically set the price on Uniswap as 1 Ethereum per token, which seems to be kind of what happened. If we're looking at this nice steep decline here, it's not exactly those amounts, but I mean, there were people who purchased it at 727 ETH per token.
Oof.
That's the high. So, I mean, that's nice. But again, that person would not. There's no ability that person has to really control the price directly and to cash it out directly, unless what they're doing is they're basically front running everybody. I mean, the strategy. If I were a malicious actor of this type and I wished to profit in the way that you would do it off of this, I would create the liquidity. And then I would run a front-running bot that basically front-runs everyone who tries to sell. And I would basically be selling the high prices and buying the low prices.
Okay, real quick. So to my knowledge, at least what I'm gathering here, so this thing launched at 8:30 a.m. this morning, right? Eastern? Is that right?
14:20 UTC.
Okay, so a little before that. Okay.
I'm not going to time zone math. I need coffee if I'm going to do mental math right now.
No, that's cool. So basically, I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of all this for everybody out there, and honestly for myself, because I had no idea this was launching today until this happened, and I woke up and I'm like, whoa, okay.
I heard about it yesterday. And it had completely evaded. And the weird part was, the part that really made us suspicious about it in the DGen chat was that it just suddenly 4 hours before we looked, you had all the decentralized exchanges tweeting about it. You had their primary tweeter tweeting about it, but you had zero mention about it beforehand, which is why my first thought, at least, was like, there's a non-zero chance here that somebody gained access or someone's being a malicious actor here, and that there's a non-zero chance that we were going into like an epic rug pull. Worse rug pulls have happened, but the thought crosses your mind.
Another YouTuber texted me late last night, and I didn't see it until this morning. So I saw that message when I woke up. I'm like, okay, because you get those messages all the time. You're like, okay, new coin, whatever. And then I didn't realize it was tied to BAYC until I looked at it a little closer. I'm like, oh, this is that one. Because I'd heard about this, way back in 2021 that they're coming out with a coin. Then I saw the tweet from Watcher Guru that was like, however many exchanges here, I'll just pull up the tweet. However many exchanges were listing it. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the real thing? I thought the same thing you did. Is this real? Is it? Because I didn't hear anything leading up to it. It was just like, wow, all these exchanges are listing this today.
So if everything is legit, it's not surprising that all the exchanges were listing it immediately. And actually, it's refreshing to see that there are still old-fashioned launches where it's really where again, these exchanges may be listing them for trading. The question is, are they getting a liquidity supply from the project creators? And to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything of that sort. Which means that, like these exchanges are listing it. If they have their own supply, they'll make their own liquidity. But you essentially are able to just transfer it to an exchange. Like you could do the same thing with Apollo, for example, on an exchange where you hold it. You can actually transfer your tokens to that exchange and sell it there. Now, if there was no liquidity on that exchange, then you're relying upon the existing holders to provide the initial liquidity. So the price goes absolutely crazy at the beginning. It's very much like Cardano DeFi, because you have all these ISPO launches where people receive the token and then they go to DEXs and they post up orders on their own for buy and sell. Just to simplify things a bit, I'm going to convert 0.75 ETH to USDT just so that we're working with numbers and people don't need to convert Ether to US dollars.
Okay.
All right, so then we can actually do USDT to, oops. If people do not judge my performances right now, because I am extremely under caffeinated for the day.
You're good, man.
I got up very early for a bunch of work, and I could rolled out of bed to your stream when I was off of a nap.
Got you. Naps are always good. Asher, I bought in at $6.96 is when I got in. When I first bought it. That's not good?
There's no good yet.
Well, yeah, we don't have enough data, right?
No, it's like, again, it's exactly like again, if there's no token launch, this isn't launched. This is sent.
Yeah.
I mean, it is much more difficult to. I mean, again, you've got people buying for prices of $8. It's extremely volatile at the moment. But again, $8 right now on Uniswap versus what I think Coinbase, somebody quoted a price of about $6.50 a few minutes ago. It could be.
Yeah, if you guys are, if anybody out there is looking at this on different exchanges, because I know it's listed in a lot of different places. So if you want to drop in like prices, that's cool. I think KuCoin was a higher price than what I've been tracking here on Uniswap, at least from.
But that's the thing. I think a lot of exchanges don't have withdrawals enabled yet, which would mean that it's extremely difficult for someone to arbitrage that difference. Like if you hold 10,000 tokens on KuCoin, or if it's cheaper on KuCoin right now and you bought it for $6 there, and you're not able to withdraw it to sell it on Uniswap for $8, then you can't arbitrage that difference and really equalize the price, which is a good place to be in if you've got code for, if you've got tools and the accounts and all that in order, so that you can arbitrage an asset like this between the markets where it'll be available. You can profit very handsomely on that. Before I run on too much,
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so we've got, let's see, currently
Binance listing in 5 minutes. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay, but they're listing it for deposits, or
let's pull that up. I was just actually looking at. I think it's just deposits. But I can pull that up while you're explaining.
Which is fine. I mean, it may be a wise move to deposit some from this wallet to a centralized exchange, just so you have. I mean, again, for me, it's very similar to how I acted when Cardano DeFi was coming up. In that, my objective was I had a whole bunch of wallets. Each one had 4 or 5 platforms where it could execute. And when you see a massive price difference between two areas, you just buy on one, sell on the other, and you can immediately in the same transaction or in the same action buy low and sell high at the exact same time. You take my meaning? Like if right now it's $6 on KuCoin and you've got some deposited on KuCoin and it's $8 on Uniswap, then you can sell 100 on Uniswap. You can buy at the same time 100 on KuCoin. You hold the same amount of the asset, but you've made $200.
Right. And that's what a lot of people do, right? I mean, a lot of people.
It's arbitrage. Yeah, that's
arbitrage,
most people run bots for it. It can be extremely profitable. If like right now, if you're going to be like the best example that would be upcoming for your general audience would be Cider Realty. We saw that there were people. Sorry, there were some people. I'm not going to say who got their hands on some Cider Realty and immediately turned around and deposited liquidity on Uniswap. So you were able to purchase Cider Realty on Uniswap. And in that case, people went to Uniswap and purchased it. But you basically, if you're the first one there, you determine what the price is. All right. So before I get distracted again, where's it in 1 inch? Good. All right. So
it's trading is trading pairs tomorrow, 10 a.m. UTC. So
well, again, the price will be all over the place right now. To my reading of what's available, only about 157 million tokens are actually going to be circulating by the end of the week. That's out of the 1 billion that actually exist. Now, what's to become of the? I mean, we can check on their website, but it's their breakdown is very strange. I mean, it is definitely a whale's game, no matter what. So there are people who will receive tokens that they can immediately turn around and sell should the price be up, and that would be the wise move for them. We're essentially, in this case, we're setting up a grid based upon hope. So we're currently at roughly $8 per token. So let's do let's jot up a spread somewhere. I'm only sharing one window because I don't want to share my desktop, but let's take. Let's figure out a spread that you want. So currently, let's just call it $8.
Okay.
So we're going to set a limit orders, sort of plus and minus 20% from here, plus or minus 30%, 100% from here.
What's your general rule of thumb? Teach me.
It's for the volatility on day one. You're looking to have sort of a maximum spread. Personally, if I were acting on this, I'd be using a lot more money. I'd probably be making a spread pretty much at every 20 cents.
How much ETH do I have in that wallet?
You had one, now you have 0.25, and you have 2,500, about 2,100 USDT.
Okay.
So one ETH is the total amount that you have to play with here, but you have to account for gas.
Right. Okay. That's cool. What do you think? That 20% that you mentioned? Is that okay? Let's do that. Is it safe to buy ApeCoin on Gate.io?
I mean, I don't know if you can buy it yet. I mean, they'll be listed. I mean, if you can buy it and it's at a comfortable. I mean, Gate.io is not an unsafe platform. It's not the one with the most shining of reputations, but it's not known as a bastion of hackers or anything.
Right. Why did they just? I don't mean to keep digressing. Why did they just ban? What did they just do? They banned like a bunch of different areas for using Gate.io, didn't they?
I read something about that, but it was among a whole bunch of other. It wasn't with regards to Russia and Ukraine. It was with regards to. There was some. I think it was the EU or something like that. There was some information gathering.
Yeah.
I'm going by a very quick read of something I saw about it, so I could look more into it. But I think it had something to do with I forget the name of the information security standard in the EU. I had to pass this thing 5 times. It starts with a G, GAWS or something like that. If somebody in chat remembers the name of the, there's that British reporting on if you hold customer information and if you hold personal information that can identify people, anything like that. It's GAPW or something like that. I'll look it up in a minute. I really badly need caffeine. But yeah, I think that they got closed from a lot of European countries because they didn't meet standards of information security and retaining customer info.
Yeah. Is this
so we're looking $420 worth. Okay, what I'm doing just to keep people in loop here. Currently, the price of I'm setting a limit order inside of 1 inch here, using USDT to oh god, I should really make a cup of coffee so I can speak coherently. Yes. So
if you want to,
let me set up 1 and then I'll get a cup of coffee and I'll set up the rest. So currently we're taking the $2,100 that of USDT that was set up for in this wallet of Zach's, and we're starting like you would currently get 51 for that. So we're gonna set gotta get a calculator because I'm not doing math in my current state. 51 times 1.2, 61.02. So let's start with the low ends. 51 times 0.8 would be 40.8. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm not. You're
good.
No, I'm not speaking coherently. I could do this all, but explaining it is requires words, and words are not what I'm going to be good at the moment. So in this case, instead of 51, we're going to look for 61.2 tokens for 420. The price of this is actually going insane. All right, so we're looking to buy for 420 USDT. We're going to purchase 61. And a tip when you're using 1 inch, never let it round off your amounts. So in this case, it would be 420.0. We're looking to buy 61.0. And you may want to do 0.1. But the idea is that it's actually if you just set it to round to the current market price, then it's going to it'll show you 2 or 3 digits. This is the common solution that people see in indexes, where the suggestion people offer is to put 0.11 at the end of the number in your exchanges. Mm-hmm. The logic behind that is that the contract is doing some division with whole numbers that doesn't actually reconcile when it's completed and displayed as decimals for humans. When you're sending and receiving tokens, there's no such thing as 420.1. There's no such thing as a fraction of a token. Those fractions are really the decimal that's put in the contract. So if the math turns into an endless repeating number, then putting 0.01 or putting like 420.01 in this case, if you let it round, it's probably 0.11385226, all that. And once it reaches, I think, 16 digits of rounding, then it becomes a problem. So the general solution is to terminate it with a manual number. So 61.01, pretty much a rounded number. So we've got, this is the order we're setting a limit order. We're signing 1inch to be able to do it for us. And here we go. So now you've got on that wallet, you've got a purchase of so now if it drops by 20% from its current price, you'll pick up 61 at that price. It'll fill the can, and if it moves extremely fast, then it may only partially fill it. Now
so
the
that
way
price that price is $6.88. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, that's the price that you're actually setting a buy at. So then let's also drop down by another 20% on top of that. So that'll be another, well, you can do the math.
Everybody just tuning in, we're talking about ApeCoin that just launched. It's not really shown on the thumbnail because I wasn't planning on talking about it. I just changed the title, so hopefully that is a little bit makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, it just this kind of took over the stream. So we're talking about ApeCoin, Bored Ape Yachts coin that they launched. It's going on major exchanges today.
Yeah, it's the DAO token. So the DAO token, we have to be clear on that.
Yeah.
Like it's used for their DAO, and to my understanding, they have a play to earn game that'll come up at some point.
Yep.
That it'll also be a reward for.
There you go. DAO token. I'll probably do a video on this later, actually, guys, too. So why not?
Now you'll notice that what we did was set a limit order for when it reaches that range. Now, just to cover our ass, what we'll do is we'll also set, I added another 20%. We'll make another one that's also down about another 20% below that. This is in case it starts to move extremely quickly. My assumption is that it will move extremely quickly when we actually do see exchanges listing it for withdrawal. Thank you, Elite WC. GPDR was actually the abbreviation. Thank you, everybody who corrected me. GPDR.
GPDR. There it is. Thanks, Sherry.
I woke up from a nap and I am not nearly coherent yet. I apologize for my demeanor. Okay, so far we've got, in theory, if both of these got filled, then we would be going for 50% of the USDT holdings for about 150. So we got two orders set right now, one at 5.7 US dollars per token, one at 6.8. The thing is you're not actually spending it when you set these limit orders. So you can actually set it every dollar for, when you look at token launches that quote unquote get hit by bots, one of the strategies that people use is they'll use an aggregator such as 1inch, and they'll just set a spread of every 1 cent, and these will and they'll just have that spread set up so that when a block, when you have a block is actually validated, and the automatic market maker on Uniswap, for example, sets it to being that price, then it will immediately accumulate on that. So that's one way where if you know the contract address in advance of a launch, or in advance rather, when I say a launch, I really mean is there liquidity for it on a DeFi platform, then you have such a spread of these preset that yes, it costs you a fortune in gas and it costs you a lot of time, but you essentially buy it extremely low, especially if you know its launch price. And then should it actually skyrocket to a bunch, you can set a bunch of sell orders at the same time.
I'm hearing it's $14 on Binance right now.
Wouldn't surprise me, but those prices, until people can withdraw from that DEX, from that centralized exchange, then there's no method to arbitrage the price. So it's really whatever people. The smartest move at that point is, if you can buy and sell it within Binance, would be to get your hands on a bunch anywhere you can. That's much cheaper. Deposit some there as fast as you can and sell some there. You can arbitrage onto Binance. There's nothing stopping you from doing so, unless they've actually paused trading them.
We're up over $10 on Uniswap right now. Let me show that real quick. There it is. 10.17 right now.
So so question to you is: do you want to strategize this wallet just for when it takes a dump? Because it is reasonable.
My question. I got in. I got in at one. I got 1.5 ETH in at $6.93, which I like that. I guess I just don't know what's going to happen due to all these other exchanges that are still going to come. Is it?
So let's spitball. It would not surprise me to see the Bored Ape Yacht Club DAO token reach a $2 billion market cap.
$2 billion.
It's not a number that would surprise me. We can't. The problem is the moment we can't really get solid volume metrics off of anything.
So here, this has to be way off then, because this is showing a $9 billion market cap already on DEX tools.
That's not it's not the way that's calculated is not there is not nearly enough liquidity for that to actually be the case. It's the same thing as Apollo, for example. If you hold $5 million worth of Apollo today, then there's only about $4.6 million of liquidity and only about $2.5 million worth of Ethereum in the liquidity pools for it. So you could never actually sell more than $2.4 million worth of Apollo without it. You first of all, you would take the price by 99.995%, but like it would be, there's nothing buying for that much.
Right.
So in this case, they're just taking the supply times the known supply, which I can't see on your screen, but I think that they're marking the circulating supply as being 1 billion, which there's like currently on. I'm looking on Uniswap here.
CMC says it's over 2 billion.
Okay. I don't think we can get reliable market cap metrics, but I think that when the dust settles, I think that 2 billion market cap would be a conservative estimate for it.
Emmanuel says, where should we buy if I had to? I mean, honestly, Emmanuel, I think for me, and I think Daniel would say the same, Uniswap, if you know how to use that, I mean, the decentralized route, for me.
I'm not able to track at the moment. I mean, what you can do is you can hunt the coin market cap.
And just check.
This is a new browser profile, so all my shortcuts and everything are redone. So I made it just for yours. So
Daniel, I gotta take a leak. I'll be right back.
Go. All right, I get to run the stream, and I don't get anyone to join me and keep things busy. How's everybody doing today? Apecoin. Of course, you get a decaffeinated Daniel right now to keep you all company. Okay, trading view, good. Dark mode. Well, okay, everyone has to excuse me. I had to make a browser profile specifically for Zach's wallet, so I don't go showing anything private or anything like that. And and because of that, I don't have any of my settings that I usually have for trading view and shortcuts and everything. So it's important to have. 884% up. Okay. What was I showing? Markets. FTX, sort by volume. Okay. So far, the place, like again, you've had $116 million, 41% of the volume, at least that's been registered by CMC so far, of the trading for ApeCoin so far has been on Uniswap v3. They're all settling around an $8. So FTX, if someone has, is a very reliable one, and it appears to be very tradable there, and that does appear to be the primary base of where it's being traded at the moment. I'm surprised that Kraken has only got $800,000 worth of trading for it. I assume that in Kraken it may only be open for deposits so far. Although it is an actual pairing of APE to USD and APE USDT. So that seems to indicate it. Sorry, welcome back, Zach. What I did was I checked markets in CMC, sorted by volume, and you can see where the bulk of the trading is being done.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, as soon as there's a pairing here, it's a bit tricky because I don't know where they're getting this amount of liquidity. It's like you can't have 402, 396. This is what?
That's ETH, right?
No, that should be liquidity pairings. It should be usually it's by.
Oh, gotcha.
Like it's not LP tokens. There's no LP tokens on centralized exchange. That's not in Ethereum. That's supposed to be in These are not numbers which should be filled in yet because there's no way you can actually get accurate volume or liquidity amounts on Binance yet, unless it's actually actively tradable on Binance. Trying to think of a way where we can just quickly hop on to like Hotbit or something like that, but I don't want to give away my Hotbit wallet to do this, and I don't want to open a new Hotbit account just for demonstration.
But is it fair to say, Daniel, like most often you're going to find the cheapest price, like as you're seeing here on Uniswap?
It's most often is not the right way to put it. As soon as all the platforms open it up for deposits, withdrawals, and trades all together, then you're going to have arbitrageurs come in, and whenever there's a price difference, they'll take advantage of it. And that's the mechanism which between centralized exchanges and between blockchains, and take your pick. As soon as that's a profitable move to make, someone will make it. Now in the DeFi sphere and between major exchanges, so pretty much any of the top 20 exchanges, they have APIs that you can actually call trades and pull information like from using a bot or using a script. Mm-hmm. And in that case, you automate the arbitrage between something like FTX and Uniswap in order to pull that off automatically. Like very, very rarely is it people manually buying on one platform, selling on another. And if you're trying to make money off of that, then you have to be extremely early in when the platform is available to do so. The best, again, the best example of this type of scenario that I can give is again Cardano DeFi. When you had Sunday Swap, for example, got launched, the state of Cardano DeFi was that to run a smart contract took anywhere from an hour and a half to 35 hours to accomplish. So you had to set yourself up with a dozen wallets so that you could be executing, you could be buying on Uniswap and selling on Sunday Swap the same asset, and you could, and that 6 to 35 hour amount of time it would take to complete the transaction on either one, that's your arbitrage right there. So in that case, bots weren't able to beat people. But as it matures, people are able to write bots as well. The speed of the network, etc., speeds up. So you're able to accomplish arbitrage much more fluidly.
Gotcha. I'm going to change the thumbnail real quick because this is turned into an ApeCoin live stream. So I'm going to make sure people know that that's what we're talking about.
Okay. We're going to call it aping into ApeCoin, or
I know. What do you think?
Aping into ApeCoin sounds good.
Ape. How do you aping? APE-ING, right?
I think that the strictly correct spelling would be APE-ING.
All right, that's what I go with.
It seems like the correct spelling.
I agree. Because I'm just looking at my thumbnail here, and it's that's really not what we're talking about anymore. It started that, but it started on that note. But
so in 1 inch so far, what we're doing is we're setting up metrics we're setting up amounts for if it takes a major dip. I don't think it would be unreasonable to assume that as a great deal of supply that is currently sitting on exchanges comes into play. The question is, what's your strategy here? Are we trying to scalp profits off of its initial launch, or are we trying to just accumulate a bunch as its price moves all over the place? That's sort of the main question. If you're bullish on ApeCoin, if you don't think it's going to go down from here, then again, just hop onto Uniswap and pick up some at various, currently you're set up to buy about $1,000 worth. If it takes a dip down to 0.6, you'll buy $420 worth. And if it dips down to $5.7, you'll buy another chunk. In this case, you're covering your bases in the event that it takes a major dip. Now, what we could do is we could just fill in that sort of range over there, because that's, to my eyes, just with the hype around it, does seem to be a good range to set up. So what we could do is we could actually just set up a whole bunch more orders in that range so that when a price lands on there, executes, and it empties this wallet of USDT in purchasing in that price range. If you're of the mind that there's a chance this could take a dump, which is reasonable, again, but to digress, the question is what do you wish your strategy to be? Are you looking to capitalize on the hype around its launch, or are you looking to accumulate a bunch of it and just hang on to it, see where it goes?
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're playing the scalping game, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. I already played it twice while you were streaming. Yes.
Okay. So did you get in this thing right at launch? How far after launch did you?
As soon as it was available on Uniswap.
Okay.
So I bought it at quite a high price, but now it's actually reached that price. Pretty much.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this over to my desktop, and I'm going to change the thumbnail here. So I've only got one setup. I've got two now. Looks like, huh?
Mm-hmm. So there's a few things we could do. We could set ones for extremely low from here, where we're looking for $100, $1 per token, just in case it takes it. It could take a major dump. I haven't taken the time yet to sort of break apart what the actual token allocation is. If we check out, hold up, Etherscan. There we go. And holders, there are a great deal of people holding 5 million tokens of this, a great deal. Its holders before it actually was listed anywhere was about 200. But still, you've got a great deal of wallets where they don't actually, by the way, hold a Bored Ape Yacht Club, the majority of them. A lot of them were wallets which were created and never have done anything. They've only received ApeCoin and another coin called Ape, which appears to be a scam token that they just airdropped. But yes, there is a lot. This contract over here that's got 8.6% is the one which they allocated for if you hold a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. You can connect to you can interact with that contract, and it will give you a certain amount of tokens. I'm not sure about the exact numbers. We can take it apart and look, but let's see.
Fist says, is the one on Coinbase the legit one? I would think so. I can't see what you're seeing, Fisk, but I mean, just make sure the contract address.
Yeah, I don't think does Coinbase let you check the contract address.
Well, that's true. If you're looking on the exchange side, let me even see if it's available for trading. I could pull up my exchange. I don't think it's available yet. At least it wasn't here a little while ago.
I think that Coinbase are careful enough that they're not going to post a fake one. It's more if you search for ApeCoin and you find something else, thinking that it's ApeCoin.
Yeah, this is it. On Fisk, I'm showing my screen here. This is it. Apecoin.
They can't see your screen besides the tiny bit on the side. But
well, here you go. That's it. Apecoin.
I mean, I can stop sharing screen. I mean, you can just tell me what to set, how you would like to set it up beyond that.
No, that's good. I mean, but basically the short answer is when you type in ApeCoin, it's the only one that comes up right now, but it's not available. You can only buy with Coinbase Wallet right now, so it's not available on the exchange side.
Yeah, Coinbase Exchange does not have it. You can check markets in CoinMarketCap, and you can see where it's actually actively listed.
Brand says it's $8 on Gate right now, $9 on Binance.
But it's 17 million. I mean, I'm trying to see if these are reliable metrics of volume, because the part that's suspicious to me here is that you've got Binance, for example, and you've got platforms where it's extremely close to the price on. Wow. Okay. Never mind. Uniswap just dropped off of the list of top trades. Uniswap V3 just went down to. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. There we go. I need to sort by value. Okay. $125 million worth. Again, Binance just jumped up to about 20% of its trading volume. So I think that on Binance International, it's probably tradable to USDT. But the part that's weirding me out here is that you've got prices that are pretty much even amongst a lot of these platforms, get like plus minus $1. Which is strange. The important part, again, to get a hold of is when these platforms allow you to withdraw that token after you've bought it. Mm-hmm. Because if right now it's selling, if the price right now is $11 on Binance, then we can purchase it for $8 on Uniswap, deposit it to Binance, and sell it. I mean, anyone who's listening, just to clarify, people who don't know what Bored Ape Yacht Club is, Bored Ape Yacht Club is an NFT series, and also there's Mutant Ape Yacht Club, which was a secondary NFT series that was minted that just became probably the second most valuable, I think, and it became one of the most well-known ones. It got picked up by a whole bunch of musicians and a bunch of influencers, and it just became an extremely overhyped NFT to hold. So I think it's
like this exclusive club now. It's like, oh, because so-and-so owns a BAYC, I want to own one too, because I want to be in that club with all these rich and famous people.
Okay, there's that, but there was also supposed to be all sorts of perks and stuff like this that were going to be. I'm not clear on the exact details, but I think that some of the holders, some of the musicians whom held it, had agreements that like you would get backstage access or all sorts of stuff like that. It's not. I mean, in terms of utility, it's pretty much nil. There's going to be a game for it, stuff like that. It's pretty much the same thing as any other NFT. You can't really explain why it's worth a bunch of money all of a sudden, but it's certainly worth a bunch of money. So
yeah, I think the floor price now is 105 ETH. I think I saw this morning. And then Emmanuel, the contract you put in there is the right one. So here's what I went ahead and did, guys. Everybody out there listening. So in the description of the video now, you will see that I put the contract address, I put the website, and I put the chart. So you could see. So please, there's a lot of fake ones out there. If you're interested in this, not financial advice, do your own homework. We're just kind of bringing it to you here live as it's unfolding. But the correct contract address is there in the description. So heads up on that.
Now, do we want to pick up some at the current price just so that we are able to set up a sell order for substantially higher?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, let's do it. So Macatech says you cannot buy it on Coinbase Wallet yet. Okay.
Well, Coinbase Wallet is just a DeFi wallet, so it's not Like I think there's a different
transfer it there.
I think that we mean different things when we say Coinbase Wallet. Like this Coinbase Wallet, if you're just doing buy and then it finds a DeFi aggregator like Uniswap or 1inch or whatever to supply it to you. In that case, like Coinbase Wallet, is just a DeFi wallet, same as MetaMask, same as MetaMask, same as Trust Wallet. They just happen to have integration with the ability to buy and the ability to synchronize balances between Coinbase Exchange and their wallet. You can open Uniswap with Coinbase Wallet installed and then use your Coinbase Wallet in order to purchase it.
Okay. Welcome into the stream, everybody. If you're just popping in, we just aped into ApeCoin, so that's kind of what we're doing here. We're talking about this new thing that dropped. Binance US will be an option. Muzz says. Let's see. Can you buy directly from Binance? Yeah, we believe it's open now.
So I'm securing a sale of 30 of this for 1,000 USDT. Again, make sure you put 0.0. Sorry, excuse me for just 1 minute. Got a phone call.
Good question. So everybody tuning in, welcome into the stream. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. I had to change the thumbnail on here because we were talking about a bullish crypto stream, which turned into bullish on ApeCoin. And so here, let me pop over and show you the chart here right now. So this thing launched today. It went all the way up as high as, depends on where you look, but $39 is what it says on my Coinbase app. Now, many exchanges are listing this thing today. So let me go over here and give you the list here. So Watcher Guru had a nice rundown of the list. So let's see where that list was at. There it is right there. So here he goes. Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin, Huobi, Huobi. Is it Huobi? Huobi? Bybit, Gate.io, all listing ApeCoin today. And again, ApeCoin is an ERC20 governance and utility used to empower the DAO for BAYC, of course, the really popular NFT project. How about this? They're already over 100K on Twitter too. So kind of a drop out of nowhere too. They really didn't hype this up a lot. Daniel, I'm shifting back over. I just want to kind of fill everybody in. So welcome in.
I actually just got a call.
We're actually buying more. We're setting up orders right now to
setting up a grid. We're setting up a grid to buy and sell it. So
explain to everybody what platform you're using too.
1inch. So I mean, 1inch is, you can do the same as SushiSwap. 1inch is just a DeFi aggregator. It allows you to set limit orders. It allows you to do peer-to-peer trades. Take your pick. But essentially, we can do this also with a custom contract. But essentially what 1inch does is they basically generate a contract for a series of trades every few blocks, and then they execute and they package trades together to be executed as a batch. So when we have sales right now for, like what I did was I purchased on Uniswap about 31 APE, and then I'm going to sell that 30 of those APE for 1,000 USDT, which will essentially get Zach back his initial investment that we've actually put in between these two buys that we're looking. So right now we have a grid set up such that when the price that gets reported to 1inch, which is really just going to look at the other major DEX trade platforms to really accomplish it, if we land on a block where the AMM is within 1 or 2% of the price, then these transactions will ideally be put in as part of a batch order that's done by 1inch. And the result of that is that you basically get to set limit orders inside of DeFi. Was that clear?
No, I think it was very clear. And Isabella asked a question, so I think Daniel just kind of answered it. But yeah, we have the prices in there, Isabella. So what was our first one we set? $6.88.
Pretty much.
$5.73. Is that what that other one was? Oh, there we go. It's a little bit bigger.
So again, we're looking to buy at 6.8, and we're looking to buy at 5.7. But again, we're not actually we're not depositing funds in order to do this. So what we can, I mean, if it moves in very quickly when, for example, withdrawals from Binance get enabled, you can definitely foresee that a lot of people will jump between the two platforms and arbitrage. So what we're setting up to do here is if we see that the price goes up to $33.3, this should sell automatically. Just for the sake of keeping things in order, we can also set 30. We can also set 30 being sold for 1,100. So, I mean, it's not costing us, we're not actually depositing the funds to accomplish this. It's just going to execute it in our name. We're basically giving the 1-inch contract the ability to spend our USDT and our APE for us in order to accomplish this. So, I mean, the lazy programmer's way of doing this would actually be to, instead of doing this in their web interface, would be to set up a tool that if you're interested in buying this, it sets up, you know, if for every 1% the price moves going up, you would purchase a small amount on each one. And then for every 1% it went going down. And then as those orders get filled, you would replace them with orders that are slightly higher or slightly lower, depending on the movement of it. And in that case, you know, you would have 50 orders to buy, 50 orders to sell. And if the price moved by 2% in a minute, then the next time it got executed, you would batch in a whole bunch of those and you would accumulate a whole bunch at once. When you see token launches of degenerate plays or of tokens that get hit by bots, very often it's because they release their contract address beforehand and people just set orders in an aggregator such as this, and they set dozens of orders in a price range, and then the token launched in that price range, so they were the first one to buy because as soon as the block was tradable, they bought it. But yes, we should be very clear that this is an extremely volatile asset, and there's very little info about it. So there's not much. There's no. Like, it's not just that there's no technical analysis to be done on it because it would be meaningless at this point. It's also that there's so little details about what the utility is, about who's supporting it, about any action. I mean, it's Bored Ape Yacht Club. They don't need to market. So, I mean, anyone who's heard in DeFi, like, what's the marketing budget? I mean, respectfully, Zach, I don't think Bored Ape Yacht Club is going to come to you to you're already covering them for free.
Right. And here's the thing, though, dude. This is strange that they would just list right out of the gate on Binance, Coinbase. Like, usually you hear information about this, right? Like, usually it's like a process. It's just like right out of the gates, like top tier exchanges, like boom, like pretty crazy.
I need to hop aside and get a cup of coffee. Also, I just got a call that my Oculus Quest is showing up, so I might be 2 minutes.
Oh,
got to get me some metaverse.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, I'll be here. Yeah,
I'll back. Give me 5 minutes. Let me get my coffee and let me get my Quest.
All right, man. Cool. So yeah, we're looking at the price here on Uniswap, guys. It's up over $9. It's fluctuating on various exchanges, depending on liquidity provided. There, we talked about all the exchanges it's listed on. ApeCoin. Let's read a little bit more about it, though. Let's go over their website a little bit. How about that? And we just kind of do a little deeper dive and see what it's actually going to do. So let's see here. I was actually on their website. It's not the easiest website to, jump around. Let's see. What's the discussion here? Okay. This is the actual DAO, and they've got some conversations happening, about, what is that? Where is that? Okay. Here we go. So ApeCoin is for the Web3 economy. Okay. Of course, Foundation facilitates decentralized and community-led governance, and it's designed to become more decentralized over time. That's the DAO. It exists because decentralized governance is critical to building and managing a globally dispersed community. Of course, the board, a special counsel on the Ape Foundation, provides that the ApeCoin DAO members oversight of the foundation. Purpose of the board is to administer DAO proposals and serve the vision of the community. Meets on proposals requiring administrative review under ApeCoin DAO rules. Let's see. It's an ERC20 governance and utility token used within the Ape ecosystem to empower a decentralized community, or the DAO, at the forefront of Web3. Alexander, will it go up? That's a great question, man. But it's launching today. I'm aping in, not financial advice. Check Gemini. Why? What's going on with Gemini? How much can this coin go up? Great question, Spets. I wish I had a perfect answer for you, but I don't. If SHIB can go 40 billion plus market cap, why not Ape? I agree. I mean, and this is an established brand. I mean, think about this, guys. I mean, it launched today. I mean, this coin launched today, and it's getting listed on top tier exchanges the day it launches. That never happens. I mean, it launched today. Look at this: Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, FTX, KuCoin, Huobi, Bybit, Gate.io, all on day one of the launch. So that's definitely different. That's something we don't see a lot. Here's 11 minutes ago. CMC says ApeCoin has taken the Web3 world by storm. What is ApeCoin? Features, tokenomics, and price prediction? Let's see what they say about the price prediction. Let's see. It'll be used for the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection, one of the most valuable NFT collections. Yeah, this thing rose like crazy. I think the floor price now for BAYC is like 105 ETH. So in the ApeCoin DAO, each token holder will have a stake in the organization's development. A selection of Web3 veterans as well as gaming and technology thought leaders will serve as the DAO's council or the board. It'll serve as the utility token for the Ape ecosystem. Token holders can purchase new products and services with the token, such as Play to Earn game that's coming that BAYC and Enway are developing right now. Furthermore, ApeCoin is accepted in Benji Bananas game with Animoca brands. Okay, one of the NFT. I want to see the price prediction. What do they say? Tokenomics. Let's take a look at the tokenomics. There will be a total of 1 billion ApeCoin tokens. 1 billion. Token distribution can be found on their website. The airdrop distribution will depend. So here's what happened, guys. Anybody who holds BAYC, anybody who holds an NFT, they got airdropped tokens. So that is why we've seen such a big fluctuation in the price. All right. Really quickly too, right? Oops. Let's bounce back over here. Let's see. ApeCoin is enabling claims for its airdrop. No price available at the time of this writing. Let's see. Price prediction is fairly difficult to make. However, given BAYC's popularity and high demand from price-insensitive buyers like celebrities and sports stars, that's the thing. They already own the BAYC itself, right? The NFT. So will they buy more of the tokens? It's entirely reasonable to assume that strong demand for Ape from investors. This would put it alongside gaming-focused tokens like Chili's and Engine Coin. Furthermore, Yuga Labs recently announced the acquisition of CryptoPunks. It's impossible to make I figured they were going to do that. It's impossible to make a precise price prediction. In the long run, the growth of ApeCoin will depend on the development of its ecosystem and utility. There's no question they've got a lot of, clout, if you will, in the influencer world in terms of athletes and movie stars and things like that. So it's a little different than aping into something that's just, another Inu, right? This thing is an established brand, so it's definitely different. Slippage on Uniswap. I got in at, I think mine was set on 25% when I bought in earlier. Zach, looked at ILV, look at 3 months back. Yeah, Nut, you called that a while ago, man. A while ago. I know you crushed it on that. Let me go look at it, though, for you, because I'm curious. So, guys, we're talking about the ApeCoin. Just bought 9 coins. Nice, Kitso. ILV. This is Illuvium, isn't it? Dude, you were telling me about this a long time ago. And I did not buy it, Nut. I did not get in. Like an idiot. Oh man, how big is it now? Let's go out 180 days. Just for the heck of it. Look at that. Well, look at 3 months back. You're talking back in here, right? Price was $18.44. Yeah, it'd have been nice to have. For sure. Let's see. Bought at 12. It's down now. I bought at $6.93 is when I got in. Right now, the price on Uniswap is $8.95. I must have just got in, I must have got lucky when I looked at it. I was on the live stream earlier when I decided to hop in. $40 gas. That's what I paid, Emmanuel. I paid about $40 gas, but the network fee was pretty high on Uniswap when I got it. How do you buy this ApeCoin? I mean, Kane, it's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of places to get it. Uniswap is where I got mine. But right now, these are the exchanges that are listing it today. So you want to follow up with all these exchanges. Binance, it's just listed there, and it is available. Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin. I think Kraken's ready to roll. That one's been out there. Let me know. Let Kane know in the chat where you bought it. I think that'll be helpful for everybody. Where did you buy it here today if you're in? Satellite bought it on KuCoin. There you go. So many fakes at the moment, though. Yes, so there's a lot of fake contract addresses, guys. So what I've done in the description, I've put the correct contract address, okay, in the description of this video. So right on here on YouTube, in the description of this video, you'll find the correct contract address. You will find the website. So I want to make sure you're getting the correct information. So all of that is listed, again, in the description of this video. Okay, so that somebody bought it on Voyager, Uniswap, L-Bank, KuCoin, Binance, Gemini. You can buy it. Bought it on Binance, Coinbase. Is it available on Coinbase yet? I don't think it is. It's not available on Coinbase Exchange, according to my. Let me see. I got Coinbase open right here. Let me see. ApeCoin. ApeCoin. I bought the dip at $5 on Uniswap. Nice. Bought it on Voyager. Nice. Okay, so ApeCoin not yet available to buy on the exchange. Coinbase Wallet, yes. Yeah. Not on the regular exchange. Bought on KuCoin, Kane. There you go. KuCoin. I received, did anybody receive the airdrop? Does anybody own a BAYC on the stream? I'm curious. How was that experience? Well, how is it holding a BAYC first and foremost, if you own one? Voyager was simple. I created an account today. Nice. Pro says, did anybody buy on Kraken yet? I'm not sure if it's live there yet. Yes, Twiz, exactly. You didn't buy it on Coinbase. You may have used Coinbase Wallet to connect it to Uniswap, but you definitely didn't buy it on Coinbase. Exactly. They did not buy it on Coinbase in the exchange. Exactly. It's still labeled an experiment coin on Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, I get that, George, but it's a little bit different than just insert coin, add Inu to it, right? I mean, sure, there's money to be had on those type of degen plays too, but this has an established brand. Everybody knows board. I mean, dude, think about it. It's got 102,000 followers on its Twitter page. Something that just launched today on Uniswap that nobody knew what the hell it was would not have 102,000 followers on Twitter. Nor would it be being listed on Binance, Coinbase, and all these major exchanges the day it launches. So this is a little different situation for sure, right? So here's the Binance side of things. They're going to list ApeCoin. It says here, users can now start depositing and trading pairs available. Okay, so open trading pairs for APE and BTC, BUSD, and USDT on today, 1430 UTC. The pairs will be there. So you didn't say you saw Coinbase Exchange at 12 p.m. Didn't you say you saw Coinbase Exchange at 12 p.m.? I thought I saw that originally, or somebody did. Muzz did. Is it 12 p.m. that it's going on Coinbase? I think it might be 12 p.m. I'm gonna have to take the stream all the way to 12 p.m. Just talk about ApeCoin then. I was supposed to go to a meeting, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see what else. Where are we at right now? 9:43 right now. It's fluctuating so much, though, guys.
I'm here, but but at some point I'll have to jump away for 2 minutes to pick up my delivery dude show.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to bounce outside here for a minute too, but I might just keep the stream going. I don't know. I want to keep this thing rocking and rolling, especially if Coinbase is listing it at noon. I think that'd be cool.
Sorry, to answer the people who are asking about slippage. The contract itself has got, I mean, it's a surprisingly basic contract, first of all, which, okay. But it has got no buy tax, no sell tax. So you should be able to sell with like 0.1% slippage. Like you only need to worry about slippage if the price is moving rather quickly. And Jakob, the all-time high is $20.04, but that's not accurate. I mean, that
I'm seeing all kind of different prices, dude, because on Uniswap, yeah.
So that's the initial liquidity price. That's like the first person to buy bought for that. So to call that the all-time high is a bit inaccurate.
So that's where it opened at technically.
On Uniswap, the first person to make liquidity, they issued liquidity at that price. So
because on Coinbase, just the app, it shows that it went up to $39.40.
Yeah, that seems to be internal to Coinbase. So I mean, at this point, there's no price to it yet. I mean, it's the same thing as back in the Mt. Gox days, how there was no price to Bitcoin. I mean, it was. I mean, the price of Bitcoin is kind of what was listed on the news. But you back when you had Mt. Gox and you would be trading on spreadsheets, the price of Bitcoin was really whatever you could sell it for. actually the price was more decided on Silk Road than it was on the news or on any centralized exchange. So yeah.
So I'm guessing Coinbase Exchange has something on this front. Coinbase will add APE. Here it is, 17 hours. So there's probably something here in terms of the time here, right? Hopefully. No. Muzz, what account? I can't click on that actual link. I don't think I can actually.
You can copy it from StreamYard.
Can I?
Highlight it and copy. Or I'll post it in private chat for you.
On my end, I cannot, dude.
There you go.
Thank you. Sweet. Let's see here.
You could just invite Muzz, even though he's probably at work.
Yeah, the link's in the DGen chat. So anybody in there, I mean, Boca, Muzz.
Look how far we've come. The link is in the DGen.
That's all you need to say, right? All right. So, Muzz, thanks for dropping this in too. So, transferring wallet support for APE is now available on Coinbase and Coinbase Exchange. Trading is not enabled in this time. Trading will begin on or after 12 p.m. Eastern today, if liquidity conditions are met. So, a lot of what ifs here, but perhaps around 12, noon Eastern. Let's see. More partnerships on the official Twitter page for ApeCoin. All right, let's see what's going on with that. Introducing more partnerships. Did I miss something? Let's see. Let me refresh here.
I love it because I'm waiting for my quest to show up. Every time my dog barks, I assume that the guy's here with it.
No worries. So we're thrilled to announce we'll be adopting ApeCoin in our upcoming metaverse. This is Arcade.Inc. New GameFi metaverse for the whole NFT community.
Yesterday night, I thought, sorry, my dog's barking. Mean we got it. I'll be right back.
No problem. So we're seeing some partnerships come in. So E11 Even Residence in Miami officially announces it's accepting APE for purchasing condo units effective immediately. It's kind of interesting how quick these things are happening, guys. In terms of the partnerships, the exchange listings, everything's funneling in at once. Obviously, they've done a fantastic job of doing some behind-the-scenes work here before the launch, but it's not likely you see this, played out this way. Usually, this stuff, really takes time. Will APE be on Coinbase Pro? Silly Willy, I'm not 100% sure. Anybody have that answer? I don't want to say something because I really don't know. I don't know on that front. Where do y'all think this is going? I don't know, man. I aped in. I aped in at $6.96, I believe, this morning, right during the stream. So, guys, if you're just tuning in, this was just supposed to be a normal live stream this morning, and then this APE stuff kind of took over everything. So, which is cool.
And also, I just got a Quest. I'm just saying, I'm not saying they're equally important. I'm just saying I have an Oculus Quest now.
That is sweet. That is sweet. So it just came in?
Yeah, you should pick one up so we can metaverse and stuff.
Dude, send me. Can you send me? Did you get it off Amazon?
No, but you can get one off Amazon just fine. Yes, but
send me which one I should get, dude, because I'm completely illiterate.
Oculus Quest 2. That's all you need to put in.
Oculus Quest 2.
Or Meta. Just put in Quest 2. We'll send you a link at some point. But yeah.
Right. I'll get one.
Something we were looking at yesterday with regards to ApeCoin was I can't remember exactly, and I'm too decaffeinated still to find the links. But they had a breakdown on their site of the token allocations and the release schedule. So there does appear to be that every month they're gonna release a whole bunch. Like again, out of 1 billion tokens, they've only got about 147 million in active circulation right now. And then on top of that, you've got holders that are receiving some who may hold it and they may sell it. But yeah, they've also got there is a release schedule here where this token will become more broadly available over the next few days. So it's it stands to reason that you could still see extremely volatile movement from it. Mm-hmm. The good news is that if it's a fresh launch and it's extremely hyped, even if the market overall takes a bit of a dump, then this would probably be a decent place to hedge, at least short term, if you're looking for a couple of days.
Boca said I could just walk into the Best Buy and get it. I guess that's probably easy, huh?
Also,
that is true. Yeah, that is true.
I mean, the sad part is that I actually have an HTC Vive that I got a couple of years ago when the VR headsets at home was new, And the only reason I picked up the Quest is because setting up the Vive, I got to set up base stations. I got to have cables running all over the place, and it would take like 3 hours to set up. And no.
So this was the other partnership. I don't know if you saw this. E11 Even Residence in Miami officially announced it's accepting APE for purchasing condo units effective immediately. So there you go. Pretty hilarious, man, that these kind of things are happening all together. They obviously did some work on the back end to kind of, they had all their ducks in a row here, which
this hurts my soul to say it, but I'll say it.
Yeah.
If Elon tweets about it, it'll go.
Oh, later. Yeah. See ya.
I hate that that's the state of finance right now. Is that
yeah? You're right though.
Elon tweetonomics, but if Elon tweets about this, then yeah,
you're right. Yeah, 100%. I think the word's going to get out though, because let's face it. I mean, it's linked to BAYC, which has already had that same effect, right? You're already dealing with that what's the word? Viral effect, right? That BAYC's already had. I mean, people who hold BAYC, they already got airdrop tokens, right?
Mm-hmm. They're still being, if I understood right. Again, I'm trying to dig up the link that we had in DGen chat yesterday, but their release schedule is their release schedule for their token allocation is very strange. I mean, it really does look like an ICO launch back in 2016, where it's where there was no, it wasn't based around going to exchanges. Like it seems that they're actually basing their release around who holds their NFTs and not around selling it over an exchange. It doesn't appear that the team who minted the tokens are immediately interested in purchasing or in profiting off of the tokens sale. However, it should be noted that there's a very small portion of the supply that's actually being put into circulation. So I would caution that there are off of the bat, there are whales, like a lot of, and comparing the holdings of those whales to the holdings of that's in circulation, if it does take off, it is very susceptible to a massive dump, especially in its first initial launch phase.
Luke says some dude got airdropped 1.4 million tokens.
Really? Hold up. Is that
true?
Let's take a look.
DJ, it is on Uniswap. Yeah. Caden bought it at 770. Let's go try 1004. Trevor, how do you buy it? A lot of different ways, man. Just make sure you're following. So down below in my description, I've got all your links you need. The contract address, Uniswap is where I got it, but the website's there. You can follow the Twitter account here and see when various exchanges are adding it today too. But some people have already said that they bought it on KuCoin, LBank, to name a couple. So
Neki to make a price prediction about this at this point would just be like there's no tea leaves to read. It's not even just taking a guess. It's beyond making a guess. This is at this point in its movement. You need to see. Yeah, there's still a bunch being brought into circulation. There's still a bunch of platforms whom are listing it that haven't actually opened it for trading in both directions yet. It's not,
we need at least a couple days, I would say, right?
There, hang on. I'm gonna post the link that has their breakdown info in chat for you, so we can. I don't know if you already looked at this, but 1 second.
No, that's perfect. We'll definitely. Yeah, that's perfect. How long until Coinbase list APE? So Duppy. It's supposed to be at 12 p.m. Eastern time.
That's Duppy.
If liquidity meets standards, so it's supposed to be 12 p.m. Eastern time, like about 40 minutes from now. So. Just opened on eToro. Is that true? Silent Bob said.
I'm curious as to where they're obtaining their liquidity. I mean, if you open the link that I sent you in private chat, that's from their site. Excuse me. And if you scroll down,
here I've got it over here actually.
If you scroll down
under the about page, right?
Mm-hmm. But you got to scroll down till you see they have an allocation of here we go. If you scroll that, there you go. Yeah. So that you zoom out a little bit so we can actually see the charts and everything. But yeah, so this is like Yuga Labs is the group who made the Bored Ape Yacht Club, so they have 16%. Like you'll notice that there's no liquidity here. Like there's no actual liquidity provision. So it's just ecosystem fund, which just means the holders get it and treasury and resources. The problem is they don't break it down. I wasn't able to find any breakdown, rather, that they've allocated some of that 62% to they're actually doing liquidity provision on their own. Like they're providing tokens to exchanges to initialize liquidity there. From what I can tell, there is a great deal of wallets that are sitting on 5 million of this token each, which never existed before. Like they've never traded in the past. They just received 5 million of this token. So there could be something more to that with regards to holders. There could be. I don't hold one of the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, so I can't redeem tokens. If somebody in chat, by the way, has a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT or an MAYC and did redeem their tokens, I'd like to hear the sort of where it was redeemable and such.
So I got to talk to, you know what? I can try. Let me send a message. Hold on. Let me send a message to Jake and see if he wants to come on. I know it's still early out there on the West Coast. He has both. He has a BAYC and a Mutant Ape, so he would kind of know, and I'd love to get his opinion on this.
You were just waiting for him to hop on the stream and be like, wait a sec, they made a token?
Hey, dude, I'm going to say, hey, dude, you want to come on stream right now and talk Ape Coin? Let's see what he says. I don't even know if he's up and at it yet because I know he's on the West Coast, but he was actually the one who texted me about it last night. And I didn't see it because it was late and it's that same time difference thing. But
I'm more interested in how they're redeeming their tokens. I mean, there are holders here whom are calling a claim function for claiming the token.
I'd be curious. Yeah, I'd be curious to get that insight from him too. That'd be super cool. So we'll see if he pings me back. Will it be risky to hold? I think we kind of talked about this earlier. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly risky. It's new, but here's my 2 cents. And Daniel, you could push back on this. I mean, I would say there's less risk in this than, of course, like some random Inu, like some random degen play, because it's got this, built-in brand already, right? I mean, what do you think?
It's already. I mean, the NFTs. If you're looking, I mean, if not any random Inu, but any of the random kitchen sink Inus that their reason for existing is based around we have NFTs. We have metaverse. I mean, this is the reason that they're kitchen sinking in that manner, is because of projects such as these, who for no apparent reason just are now worth a fortune. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was it Christie's. There are online groups, but there are also auction houses whom are currently offering. I know for CryptoPunks, 100% they are. I'm not sure if they already did it for Bored Ape Yacht Club, where you can deposit these NFTs as collateral for a loan. Yeah, so if you have a CryptoPunk nowadays, Christie's will actually give you Christie's financing will actually give you. So Christie's, the auction house, the one for if you want to sell a $100 million painting, so they have their own financing branch to them, and you are able to deposit with them CryptoPunks, and you can as an over collateralized loan for certain amounts.
Interesting. Didn't somebody just buy CryptoPunks? Let me see if I'm just making that up. Hold on. I'm not sure.
The company behind them was what the heck was the name of it? I'm sorry, my mind is blank, but I forget the name of the. Anyway, so sorry, just to digress for 1 second though. But to speak to the risk and the price potential of this particular asset, it's got as much potential as any other hype-oriented asset to do extremely well. But I would very much be caution that because it's not a surprise, now it's taking off because it's the follow-up to something which already took off. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is what I was. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It is not unforeseeable that there will be a large dip in price, especially since you've got so little of the supply actually circulating at the moment. So I would, if you are interested in holding this, yes, it's risky. There's no way around that. Yes, it's an extremely risky buy, but on the scale of risky buys in DeFi based around NFTs of monkeys, it is not the least. It is not the most risky of the bunch. Bored Ape bought CryptoPunks. What was the name of the company?
So 2 days ago, I didn't think I was making this up. So Miami-based Yuga Labs, creators of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, acquired the intellectual property of the CryptoPunks and Meebits collections from Larva Labs. So
Larva Labs was the one, and I only remember them because one of their lead programmers connected to a malicious app and lost like 12 CryptoPunks and a whole bunch of ETH.
That should mitigate some risk. I mean, maybe depending on how you look at that, but yeah.
No, they were rich anyways. It's not like
true. That's why they were able to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's why no one really cared. The CryptoPunks did not go down in price because of that. But yes, in terms of volatility, I would not be surprised at all if we see this, if when a greater amount of supply and a greater amount of arbitrage ability, if that's now a word, opens up, that you will see a drop in price, because you do have a lot of people whom are being introduced new tokens. So my recommendation for strategy, if you're looking to midterm potential this, I wouldn't personally, I don't have the appetite to hold this as a long term and acquire it right after launch. Like the DAO token that they have, I'm like, if already, then I would hold on to 20% of my desired position. Just like, get it now. Just get it right now, 20% or whatever. Let's assume I'm looking for Apecoin potential 2 years from now, or the next time, NFTs become popular. I would hold 20% of it now, just sort of set that aside, and then I would maintain a liquidity bag to buy it at half this price. I would not be surprised if we see this in $3 in a couple days or a couple weeks, just because of the way the supply is being distributed. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we see this up to $25 or $100 a token.
Right.
It all comes down to sort of how quickly you have supply circulating of it, and that's very hard to judge at this point.
So for everybody out there, I mean, Daniel's already been kind of scalping. This has been a scalp play for him. I got in 1.5 ETH at 696. But Daniel, do you want to bring back up the 1-inch tab? Because I've got a couple plays set to buy more if it reaches certain levels on the way down. I think people could glean from that. There's new people popping in. Over 430 people in here, so that's super cool. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome in. So hopefully you're having fun this morning on St. Patrick's Day. I didn't even say that yet. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Finally, we can get drunk on stream.
Right, and you could day drink, and nobody has to look at you sideways, man.
I've been doing that for like 2 years now, but yeah.
So Daniel, in Israel, do you guys do like the whole kegs and eggs thing?
No.
Is that even okay?
I mean, there's only 6 or 7 decent Irish pubs in the country, to be honest. There's one chain of them where they do a proper St. Patty's, and a lot of Israelis are very confused when their beer turns green, because like, a couple stores will receive a shipment. No, but it's weird. What's weird is that the shop owners will very rarely know that it is St. Patty's Day, and that's why suddenly they received green beer. Like, what you'll do is they'll end up selling it like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Okay. That's hilarious, man.
But yeah, I mean, again, if this is just a very basic layout of strategy for accumulating and selling it. So at this point, we're just, we got a very, very like broken down margin. The real way to set up a spread for something like this would really be to set like 50 orders, which you would do it with the script, but you can also do it manually here. But I mean, the idea that we're trying to convey here is that when you're looking at a very volatile asset that you're actually looking to scalp profits on, don't do it by feelings. Do it by something that you've calculated the price. We know the price that Zach bought in on at about 6. And so 6.8 is where he's going to accumulate some more. 5.7 is where he's going to accumulate some more. It wouldn't be unwise of us to set another buy order for half of that price, so that if it dips that low. But the part that's trying to be conveyed here is that you maintain, I mean, in this case, our liquidity bag for this particular wallet is in USDT. And then Ether is just functioning as just gas. So in this case, what we can do is we could set, if we see it at $3 per token, we could set an order for that. And then you would set it at 305 and then 4 and then et cetera, set it every 50 cents, set 50 orders in spread, and then take the accumulation prices that you have there and triple them. Like, if this actually does skyrocket from where it is right now, then you're taking profits on the way up in that case. But you maintain enough of liquidity, both of APE and of USDT in this case, that regardless of its outcome, you're positioned to either accumulate it very cheap because you think that long-term it has potential. But I think it's fair to say that 2 to 5 years from now, this won't disappear. I don't think that Bored Ape Yacht Club is going to disappear tomorrow. It very much could. I could very easily be wrong on that. It could become a thing of the past and just a passing fad. Let's assume it won't be for the moment. Then you set aside a minimum percentage that you're willing to reach in liquidity. In this case, what I've selected is 20%, which means that like of the initial $2,000 worth of USDT that we began with, I'm not willing to go below a $400 liquidity bag. And that, and once the price sort of settles up after a couple of days of trading of this asset, then we can assess if we want to do, like how if you look at this chart, it's starting at this price. Yeah, it's not It's not a kind way to.
Right.
There's no way to shift the chart here. Sorry.
Data.
Well, no, it's because I mean, it's reminiscent of Lily, if nothing else. But yeah. But I mean, this is strictly within the context of Uniswap, because the first person to deposit liquidity, that was the price that they were buying for. So what could easily have happened there is the first person deposited, let's say, 10 Ethereum worth of liquidity, and then however much that comes out to, and then if somebody else who had tokens sold, then they just basically robbed a whole bunch of liquidity from them.
Thanks, Muzz. Sorry.
Okay. No, thank you, Muzz. Lost my train of thought. Again,
sorry. I wanted to answer Kayla's question, but Muzz got it. I want to say thank you.
So again, the strategy in terms of extremely volatile things is first decide if it's something that you actually pragmatically have confidence in 6 months from now, a year from now, stuff like that. So Zach, your thoughts? Where do you think this Ape DAO token is going to be in a year?
I think it's going to be here. I think you know, it has that first mover advantage. It's so mainstream now. It's going to evolve into something because they have the network now. Like they have the access to the people who can move and shake things. And I think certainly it's going to, you know, it's going to be something that's going to last. I think it's certainly in the next 1 to 2 years. So yeah. What NFTs are going to look like? I think we've talked about that before. Could be totally different. Totally different. But in terms of this community that's been built, they can evolve because they've built up this network of people who, you know, can move and shake things. So yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, this is the sphere of art NFTs, which again, for me, I've mentioned before, that is the field where I have had the least amount of success understanding or at least rather coming up with some sort of like ethos as to how to gauge something. I could tell you if a game,
to that point, like who can actually explain it and make sense? Because I don't think people really know, man. I don't think really.
Let me get this up. Hang on a sec.
Because even when you ask somebody who's like deep into NFTs, and you're like, because I've asked the question, I've asked like, okay, well, how do you assess like what you're buying? Like, how do you know something is going to have value or not? Like, I still think it's such a freaking guess, man. Like, how do you know BAYC is going to turn into BAYC? Like, there's nothing you could point to and say, oh, because of this, or like, there's no, what do you do? Like, there's no way to assess it. In my opinion, until it becomes really big, and you're like, "Oh, well, shit, that worked."
Well, yeah, but NFTs. So I mean, there's the hype around the fact that it's an NFT, which I don't think, which adds to the hype ability of it. What I'm showing right now is an article from some years back, where an artist in I can break it down exactly, but in short, there was an artist who made a work of art where he duct taped a banana to a wall and then auctioned it off for 120 grand there on the spot. This was, I think, in Barcelona, and the title was The Comedian, and he was laughing. It was the art involved was sort of a critique of art, you know, of art's value, and the joke was made there on the spot. But I mean, what do you do with the banana after? But yeah, this, you know, so I mean, so that's the value of art. That's something which I do not understand, and I've never really had a firm grasp. Like, I understand that famous artists with historical value, you know, a Monet or a Chagall is not going to go down in value over time. You know, it's a famous artist and they are well known, and you know they're dead. They're not making new art. So
that's crazy.
No, so there's I can tell you if an NFT game it has potential or not, because that's something I can break down technically. Like, we can tell if this implementation, I can't tell you if it's going to go up or down. I can tell you if this is a good. I mean, you've got NFT games nowadays where there's no purpose to crypto in it. It's really just they made a crappy game and there's crypto involved. Sadly, Axie Infinity is an example of this. But yeah, I mean, so that's the hype value around crypto. You got other games which will take another 2-3 years to develop, which look much more promising, where they're using NFTs on top of good games. I have zero eye for art. Like, I have never had a talent. Like, in my endeavors into buying art-based NFTs, I've failed.
I would ask the same question with just traditional art, dude. Like, how do you how do you really value art? Like, it's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. But like,
120 grand for duct tape and a banana on a wall.
Exactly, dude. It's crazy.
And not just that art rotted after a week. It's a banana. I mean,
yeah, it can't. Right. It's not a Big Mac. You ever see that stuff? The Big Mac from 60 years ago looks exactly the same.
I can imagine. I've seen similar things. Yeah. But I mean, so then
Big
you
Macs
also
are good as hell, but dude, that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
It's like National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation when they have the cookie and the milk.
Exactly.
Yes, the milk is 5 years old. No, but so again, there's the. I mean, in terms of the I get the sense that NFTs will eventually become an extremely ubiquitous technology to the point where the idea of paying for ownership of an NFT, not an art NFT, just the tech of holding an NFT for a purpose will become extremely ubiquitous, and the thought of paying for it will just be a joke. But then there's the art aspect of it, which is, again, that's art. I have zero eye for art. I have dropped nearly $20,000 on NFTs, and the only ones which ever made me money, one was a rock, which, okay, I had no idea it was going to do well, but it did. And gaming NFTs did extremely well for me. But art NFTs, I did miserably on. I'm down easily 95% on pretty much every one I've accumulated. So it could be that I don't have an eye for it. There's also the aspect that a lot of the NFT projects, there was no shortage of controversies where price setting was being done. Where like on OpenSea, you would have groups of people whom would manipulate. I hate saying price manipulation, but they would set the floor price for the floor price by consistently buying their own ones and waiting for other people to hold the bag. I'm not familiar with that being the case with Bored Ape Yacht Club, but what was the name of it? It evades me at the moment, but there were a couple of NFT projects where the floor prices were around like 10 Ethereum, and it was found that 80% of the actual sales of it, you could trace it, like you could just trace it back to the people who launched the project buying their own NFT,
raising the floor,
setting the floor price. So stuff like that, I mean, that's going to happen. It happens in art as well. I mean, auction houses have been caught in the past for conventional art. They've been caught in the past for purchasing their own auctions.
The token address is down below in the description of the video too, so make sure you use that one if you're interested in this. So Michelle brought up a good point. I mean, a point that I think you can argue. It's a good topic of discussion. Never buy crypto at the launch. I mean, here today, like you could see how you can get kind of wrecked if you're buying it at $18 or $20. But again, to Daniel's point and to what we were talking about earlier, like we don't know. Like this thing could go to $25, but it can also go to $5. Like
it's not a launch. Strictly speaking, the term launch has many meanings in DeFi nowadays. I mean, conventionally, a launch means the project who minted the token is going to deposit liquidity on some exchange, usually one of the major dexes. And then from there, I mean, the usual pattern that DeFi projects take nowadays is they'll have X tokens. They'll sell either pre-sale part or they'll get funding for their initial liquidity. They'll list it on Uniswap, and then they'll wait, until their popularity grows enough that they can get listed on exchanges. I hate that model, by the way. It's never been a productive model for anything. It's a recipe for pumps and dumps, but that's where we are. This is an example of a much older way the way it used to be done before you really had widespread DEX use and before you had centralized exchanges who would really adopt it. Back when Coinbase was just, basically a way to store balances, and you would very rarely buy it when it was still trying to be a payment service. You would just blindly send a completely different crypto on a completely different blockchain to the person making the project. And that's where you would launch from there. You would receive tokens back. So you would blindly send Bitcoin. I did this, in 2016, where, the first Dogecoin I ever bought, for example, was I had to buy Amazon gift cards using Bitcoin. Because at the time it just wasn't convenient where I lived to buy Amazon gift cards.
You bought Dogecoin when? 2015 was it? When did you tell me?
2016. But I got a whole bunch of Dogecoin from buying isn't what I did. I played on a casino for a whole bunch. But I had tons of other tokens that were launchable at the time. But yeah, I had.
Did you mine any Dogecoin? Or is that how you
Yeah.
accumulated it? Is that technically how?
I did mine a whole bunch, yes, but that was also on a PC at the time, so I didn't have a GPU to mine with.
Okay.
Yeah, I was running it as a script miner on top of Ethereum, so you can mine both.
Gotcha.
Excuse me,
Steven, I think a lot of people share your same opinion here. Like, really, what purpose do NFTs have other than just so someone can say, I bought a virtual card, basically the same kind of value of all those common baseball cards you have in the garage. I hear you. I think a lot of people think of it in the same way. But yeah, NFTs are probably going to evolve. I don't think they're just going to be JPEGs forever. But
no, but as
some of these JPEGs are worth a lot of money.
No, it's the ownership. I mean, yes, it's like the baseball card, only you can steal a baseball card. A baseball card can get burned. That's the major difference. But
yeah, it's a physical thing. True.
The best example, and I brought this up numerous times, is RFID tags back in the 90s. I mean, if you like I'll post you a link to the video, which is just one of the things that is most nostalgic.
Wait, hold on. On the baseball cards front, have they started creating NFT baseball card? Like, why wouldn't they do that? Because one of the biggest things that like sets baseball cards, either back or forward is like, are the corners bent, right? And then like, oh, this is a grade 10 versus a grade 8. Like, I wonder if they're already doing that. Maybe they're already doing that. Are baseball cards like being made into NFTs now?
I forget which tabletop game did it, but I mean, even then, it's not. I mean, the value you're seeing, the prices that you're seeing, not the value, the prices that we're seeing on things is related to the hype around them. Like, I fully expect, like, okay, art NFTs, set them aside. I consider the art NFTs to be the price of art involved of things. The utility of the tech of NFTs is identical, pretty much one-to-one, to the hype around Google Glass, the hype around RFID tags in the 90s and 2000s. Hang on a sec. RFID. Now I'm gonna post. Here we go. One sec. It's a very quick video, but this is a commercial from 1994. I'm gonna post this to you in the. Actually, wait. I can. Haha. I'm showing this, but you won't be able to get audio. This is a commercial from 1994. From IBM. I can't really find a way to feed the video through it, but from 1994, when RFID tags were really all the rage, and you had, I think it was the Mona Lisa had RFID tags set up by IBM, and people had made like sprays of RFID that you could make. And today, the tech behind RFID is just built into your phone to do like tap to pay and stuff like that. But I mean, the premise here in 1994 was sketchy guy goes into a supermarket, he just starts pulling things off of the shelves. And we can skip ahead to the part where he walks out. Security guy is following him, walks through. Security guard stops him, tells him he forgot his receipt. Now, this is Amazon did this again. Amazon did this about 25 years later, give or take. But the tech, I mean, the amount of hype in the 90s around here's this RFID thing. It represents ownership. It's impossible to fake an RFID tag, which turned out absolutely not to be true. For blockchain, it's going to be much more difficult to fake ownership of it. But I mean, the money that was thrown at any company whom did RFID. I mean, Philips made a fortune because they acquired I forget the name of the company, but a company which made like a spray-on RFID. And then you had people buying small RFID tags to do like controls of their phone and stuff like this, which at the time was the coolest thing ever. But that was the first iteration of the tech, and then 3-4 iterations later, today, RFID is free. I don't think anybody would pay more for a piece of art if it had an RFID tag assigned to it. It just became ubiquitous and cheap, which I think is going to be the case for 90, well over 95% of the NFT hype nowadays. But again, that if you invested in Philips and in Amazon's use of RFID in the startups which they ended up acquiring, you made a great deal of money. So the strategy involved is really finding out who's doing the cool stuff with NFTs and the tech that will take 5 to 10 years to develop. And then when they get acquired by some other company who is going to implement that tech, then you're talking about making an absurd amount of money on it.
So I wish I could pronounce that name. Could you pronounce that, Daniel?
Which?
The comment I brought up?
KK shit JJ? KK shittage? Bug?
Yeah. He says, I lost so much money, I bought it $9. Listen, this goes for you and everybody else out there, man. If you haven't sold, you haven't lost. I mean, it's trading below that right now, but I think there's a lot of new people to the space who have that kind of mindset. It's like, I lost. Like, well, unless you sold out and took a loss, you haven't lost yet. This thing can still go, I think, a lot higher. I mean, sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
No, I don't fully agree with that sentiment. I mean, I get the logic behind it, that yes, if you're still holding on to it, and it could still go up.
I mean, I don't want to make it point. I don't want to sound like a hodler forever, and because you can't make money that way either. You have to sell at some point. But I think when people see their price go down when they just buy something, they have this mindset of like, I lost, and then
but look what we did here when we purchased. I mean, on this wallet, that's your money. What we did was we purchased it, and we already have sell points and rebuy points already set.
Right.
This is the starting points of making a strategy. We purchased it. We figure it drops 40% from its current price. We'll accumulate a bit more. Ideally, at this point, we also want to set a stop loss point. So, Zach, you bought it roughly $6. Let's call it. If this goes down to $1, then sell. I mean, it's yes, it pains people to say it. I mean, but honestly, when I hear people talking about, I mean, first of all, the phrase "diamond hands" is completely and utterly meaningless. Like, it is entirely like a psychological peer pressure play.
Right.
I mean, everybody is planning.
Well, it started through the GameStop and the
Well, it's beyond. I mean, it's
over into crypto.
I mean, no, but the logic of it is entirely flawed. Like, okay, if I bought SHIB and I'm holding SHIB to 1 penny, when I sell at 1 penny, the guy who's selling at 10 cents is going to call me a paper-handed bitch. I mean, it's not, it's like everybody is looking to buy low and sell high. There is no such thing as diamond hander. Like, unless you honestly just want to hold on to this until it becomes the new US dollar, okay. I mean, that's a strategy. But everybody is in this to buy at a lower price than they sold at. Right. It's just, are you waiting for a higher price? And it is not a virtue to hold on to a token when it is down in price. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not, and to insinuate that somebody has a character flaw because they took profits is not, it's a very asinine way to view it.
Agreed. Tiger, when will they list on Coinbase? So we're expecting 12 p.m. Eastern here. So we're going to stay on through that. And then we'll probably wrap up the stream after that, just kind of see what happens after the, like first 15, 20 minutes of that launch, and maybe. And then, we'll see. I think that's the next major exchange to list this thing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but again, to speak to what the previous comment was about, I mean, if you are actually legit interested in this asset now, if you're buying it at these areas, I mean, the person who said do not buy a token at launch, they're not incorrect. However, the term launch can mean many things here. I mean, technically, this didn't launch; they just dropped to people who held NFTs.
Right.
So they're not launching anything. It's now tradable on platforms that have broader access. So, I mean, this is like, to call it a launch would be not exactly accurate, but if you have confidence in a project such as this, that 2 to 5 years from now, we'll be looking back and being like, man, the floor price on Bored Apes used to be 100. I really wish I would have picked some up back then. Now it's worth 20 times as much. Then I would recommend pick up 20% of your current of your desired position at this point, and set aside an equivalent amount that you used to purchase now for if it were to take a massive dump. I mean, personally, that my thesis for the markets in the next while is throughout March we're going to see extremely volatile hypes that look like recoveries but aren't, and then April, May we're going to see a serious bear market. But that's my thesis, and I'm perfectly open to being wrong about it. I'm investing with that thesis in mind because I have yet to find convincing argument against it. But what I would suggest is that if ApeCoin is something, I mean, it caught me entirely by surprise when I started hearing about it yesterday. And if I would have known that this was in the pipe, I probably would have allocated a bunch of money for accumulation of it. So to make an accumulation strategy over the next 6 months of it, it would be to slowly put in, not necessarily dollar cost average into it, but I call it a floored dollar cost average, which is like, I'm going to dollar cost average. However, if it's above a certain price point, then I'm just going to put that money into a stable coin and allocate that to a wallet that holds that amount is allocated towards buying it below. And then when it's below, let's just say $1. Okay, I'm interested in ApeCoin below $1. Then if it's above $1, instead of if I'm above my minimum percentage of accumulation that I want, then above $1, I'm just putting it into a liquidity position. And then when it goes below $1, I continue to my dollar cost average, which goes to the token. and then I just double my dollar cost average amount and using that liquidity position that I already have. That's exactly what I'm doing for SHIB, by the way. I've essentially been dollar cost averaging into SHIB for the last year nearly. However, the majority of that has just gone into a liquidity bag for when SHIB is below about 15% of its current price. And at that point, I'll be doubling the amount of that. Like I'll be still DCAing. However, I'll be tripling the amount that I DCA when it's at 15% of its current price, because that allows enough liquidity to act when things are low.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I went on a rant.
No, I
went on a rant, but I didn't actually answer to what they said by don't buy a token at launch. There is merit to the idea of if you're very confident in a project. I'll never say believe. If I do, I use the wrong word. But if you have great confidence that a project will succeed long term, then the price of it is really one of the last things you should be looking at. It's like with me in Cardano, for example. I am interested in accumulating it pretty much as it goes down, and the lower it goes, I've got bags of liquidity set aside for pretty much every 10 cents that it goes down. And because I'm confident enough in the project, in the ecosystem long term, that price is really the last thing I'm worried about. I'm confident enough the ecosystem will long term be worth a great deal of money that I'll hold on to it at something of a loss. It'll take a lot for me to be holding it at a loss, but yeah, same thing with regards to this. So the strategy here is don't buy it on hype. Secure a position, a small position that you're happy with if it takes off. So in this case, this wallet of Zach's is playing with 1 Ethereum. We accumulated something like $250 worth of that into APE around between the $6 and $7 mark, which is really allowing us to play on its price movement over the next few days. We've got 30 that we already picked up. That's going to sell between 1,000 and 1,100, which is easily going to 2x the amount that was bought for. And then should it take a dip, we're also going to trigger these buys, which is going to lower the cost average in this case. But yeah, I'm going to quit sharing because I got to check something in my mail.
No worries. MM says, what's the lowest price it's been available to buy? That's hard to tell. I think I started looking at it when it was in the 6s.
This is why what I'm trying to do is I'm taking some of the tools that we've used in DGen, and I'm actually wrote a thing that actually gets price quotes from like DeFi. The problem at the moment is there's no set price for it because there's no good arbitrage between the platforms that's available. The lowest price it's been available to buy if we're talking strictly on Uniswap, then give me a moment. The lowest price it's been available for on Uniswap is just a moment. Wow, $4.60. But that was at such a volatile. That's specifically on Uniswap. First of all, again, that is the most volatile time in that 20-minute span where it tapped that price. It was up as high as I got to scroll a whole bunch to get here. It was up as high as $1,600, nearly $1,452, and then it was down to as low as that, like $4.60. It is not currently in a state where you can get an adequate price quote. Right. You're just taking an average of all the platforms that it's available on, and that's your quote unquote price at the moment. What you really need in order for a price to become stable is that all the platforms on which it's available, arbitrageurs are able to step in and sort of get the market to settle on a price. The people who will benefit most handsomely from this are those whom have some amount of ApeCoin to make a float and are able to arbitrage on. Like arbitrageurs have most certainly made an absurd amount of money on this so far. But I mean, not even just a price quote at the moment. It's showing on Dex Screener a $7.45 billion market cap. That is completely absurd. Like it's like to think that that's accurate would just be nonsense. Its overall liquidity on Uniswap is $24 million, which means technically you couldn't actually sell more than $12 million worth of it without tanking the price by 99%. And I caution people that the amount of tokens that are in circulation but are not deposited as liquidity yet makes it so that somebody could very easily take a lot of the liquidity here. Like you have a ton of wallets that are sitting on 1 million plus tokens of this, and to drain all the it only takes 12 million tokens, give or take, to completely, utterly drain the liquidity from Uniswap at the moment. So that's my caution to people.
I just sent the link to Jake too, because I want to get his perspective on the airdrop stuff. So he's going to join us. What's up, Jake? So he'll be joining us here in a minute. Yeah, we're supposed to go live in a couple minutes on Coinbase on the exchange, but we'll see. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's going to go parabolic after it gets listed there." But Daniel, aren't there a lot of people like who are airdropping who are waiting it probably to get back to certain levels to sell?
I mean, it's tough to tell because there's a lot of wallets which receive tokens, which it's not clear what they're for. Yeah. Like again, there's a ton of wallets holding exactly 5 million tokens, and it's unclear if that's because I'm not clear on the mechanism that Bored Ape Yacht Club holders are able to use at the moment to redeem their tokens because they hold it, and that's why I want Jake's input, and I would love it if he could like, to know if he's actually holding this yet or not, if he redeemed it because of his BAYC.
He should be able to join. I know he's holding BAYC and Mutant too. Almost positive he's holding both. Well, we'll talk to him. He's going to pop on here.
BAYC and Macy.
What's that? Yeah,
BAYC
and Macy.
and
I'm going to text him, make sure he knows. Tweeted it to you in DM. He was texting me to text him the link, so tweeted it to you in DM. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. I was going to message Jake about Apecoin. Glad he knows. Yeah. He's actually the one who told me last night about it. Then I heard and saw the stuff this morning on it too.
One Man Show Catering. I like that name.
Where's that? Oh, the guys. Yeah, it's clever. Can you talk about Cardano? Well, I know one man who could. for the end of time.
If you want the one play, I mean,
we'll have to do a Cardano like marathon, just like a 24-hour Cardano stream, and just talk about everything Cardano.
Hang on a sec. Let me get the thing that I mean, if people want to know why I've got
focuses.
Oh God. No, it's. I mean, the thing is I think a lot of people are judging it as they would like. Okay, judging people look at Ether nowadays and they look at the improvement proposals that are in the pipe for it, for like ETH 2.0, burn mechanisms, all sorts of junk like that, and that's what gives it gives generally people more confidence about the future of Ether versus tokens or versus other assets, and a lot of that comes down to that people have taken the high technical level aspects of what's in the pipe for Ethereum and where the ecosystem is headed, and they've made it digestible for like popular consumption. Does that make sense? Or so it's like so I think the Cardano has utterly failed at that, because there are about 190 papers that are available in their library, which, I mean, they are it's like reading the phone book to go through them. It's like reading, Shakespeare in English. It is extremely academic level math and all. But yes.
Muzz, cracking me up. Cardaniel. I love it.
We should know that Muzz actually is one of the holders of my token on Cardano. So,
Hey, I love it. Hey, we got to bring in Jake. What's happening, man? Dude, this thing's crazy today, huh? I know you texted me about it last night and woke up, and here we go, man. Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin. So we gotta pick your brain, dude, because you hold both, right? BAYC and Mutant.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I hold 2 mutants and a kennel club, so no ape, but
okay, no ape. Okay.
2 mutants and a kennel club, so I was eligible for the airdrop. I didn't even bother to wake up like early because I'm in California, so like it was going live at like 5:30. Didn't even bother because I figured there was going to be I feel like just the bots were going to win. It's like it was something that there was going to be so much volume in, and I didn't want to get wrecked. So I was eligible for the airdrop, so I was happy to claim those this morning. But yeah, it's pretty wild to see what's happening right now.
May I ask what was the actual procedure for you to claim your airdrop?
You just go to a website and put in your wallet and then claim it.
All right.
Pretty simple. Yeah, they like on the ApeCoin, they gave like you a website. You just go there, put in link your MetaMask, and then you just hit it, like automatically, shows you how many tokens you get. Hit claim, and it gets airdropped directly into your MetaMask. So it was pretty simple.
So I'm just trying to break. I mean, their website isn't exactly very clear. Did you get 100% of what you're eligible for in one go, or is there like a release schedule on top of that? Because
No, I
their
got it
breakdown.
all. Yeah, you got it all in one go. Yeah, if you go to Zach, if you go to the Twitter page, if you want to pull it up,
Yeah.
Coin, and then probably like 10 tweets down or something like that, I can show you. It says like, "Hey, ape holders, come here." Let's see.
They've tweeted a lot with these exchanges here, so it's probably underneath the exchanges,
It
right?
might be there. It's like right around here. Yeah, it's one of these. It's one of these blue ones right there. Token claim. Boom.
There we go.
Click that website, and yeah, it's just
okay.
simple. You literally just connect your wallet, and then it calculates like the apes that you have in your wallet. So for me, it was like 2 mutants, 1 kennel club. You're eligible for X amount of tokens. You hit claim, and it literally gets airdropped. It happened. It took me like 3 minutes. So yeah, I woke up to that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even try to like buy it, but I woke up to a nice bag of ape. I was like, okay, perfect. I mean, I'm sure if I would have woke up early and like claimed it a little bit earlier, I think it hit like what, $42. I probably would have had obviously 4 times the amount, but for me, it's like, it's a long-term play. I think this is something that's going to be around for a while.
So you got allocated then just below 3,000 then, right? That was the mutant ape and kennel, right?
No, I got like 5K.
Oh, because you had 2 mutants.
Yeah, I got 2 mutants and a kennel, so I got like a little
right,
under 5,000 tokens. So like, yeah, it's a pretty nice bag to wake up to on a Thursday morning.
That's sweet, man. That's awesome. So we were actually talking about this long term. Like, what do you think here, man? I mean, because a lot of people are saying like, is this a buy and hold? Is this a quick profit take? What do you think? I mean, what where are you at on that? I mean, I heard you say you're holding it, but like, you think this brand is going to grow into something much bigger than what it is now?
I mean, just look at what they've done in a year, right? I mean, the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs were selling for 100 ETH floor last night. They're the first token ever before launch to get listed on every single major exchange. Like, they got a bunch coming with play to earn games. So for me, it's like my risk tolerance, as you know, is like incredibly high. Like, I'm single. I have no kids. I have no girlfriend. So it's like, I'm here for the long term. I'm going to let it ride. Like, if I would have taken profits, I would have done it earlier this morning when it was up to like $42. But I think for me, it's 2022. I think Bored Ape Yacht Club is going to be a staple for years to come. And I see this thing, you know, right now seeing it at like $7-8 is pretty low in my opinion. So for me, I'm going to be holding it long term. Is there
a floor price that you're looking to accumulate more?
For the token or for the or for the NFTs?
No, for the token.
Yeah, I mean, if I see it dip down like, you know, $2, $3, $4, sure. But I was gonna, yeah, 2, 3, 4, yeah, sure. I was gonna buy, like, I was gonna wake up early and buy. Like, I sent like a ton of ETH to my my wallet to buy it, but I was gonna buy more. But I just figured there was gonna be like so much manipulation and like price action that I was probably gonna get wrecked. So I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have bought on the way up. But yeah, I mean, that's why I bought these mutants. Honestly, I have friends that are in the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. Like 4 or 5 months ago, they're like, "Hey, you should buy some mutants because when the token drops, like, it's going to be, you know, they're going to have rewards for holders." So that's why I bought the mutants. And essentially, they almost paid for themselves because of the tokens. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the token. I don't think really anybody knows right now.
No, what I'm wondering is again, you're probably much more informed about their goings on than I am. There's a whole bunch of wallets that are sitting on like 5 million of the token, and they don't appear to. I mean, I'm not like, you're not able to redeem to another wallet in the in the app here, are you? Like when you redeem your tokens, it redeems the wallet that you connected to MetaMask that holds your BAYC, right?
Yeah, and you can have multiple though.
No, it's just that if you look at the holders of the token, there's a whole host of wallets that are holding like 5 million of the token. And is that like, did they mention in any communication vector like what those wallets are for? Are they for a marketing push? Are they for like liquidity in exchanges or something?
I mean, they could possibly be ape holders. Like, I know people that have like 30 apes, right? So that's.
But the weird part is it's a ton of wallets that are exactly 5 million tokens. Like, Zach, if you want to pop up the chart or just open an Etherscan, the token, the contract, you can see that if you just open holders, there's like a couple dozen wallets that are exactly 5 million. And if you open the wallets themselves, they've never, like, these are wallets that appear generated for this purpose. Like, they're not
tokens or $5 million.
5 million tokens exactly.
Yeah,
And
if you look at the tokenomics, like they list it out. I mean, I looked at the tokenomics last night, but they could be like, I mean, they like look if you look at like the Bored Ape Yacht Club developers, the 4 of them get like 8% of the supply. The people that are developing this project get a certain percent. So I would imagine it's
no, I mean,
allocated to them.
yes, I'm not accusing anything shady here, but Zach, if you just open one of those 5 million wallets, just open one of those.
Yep.
And then if you scroll down a bit, and you'll see where it says filtered by token holder. No, you had it there.
Yep.
Down. See where it says filtered by token holder, and then that up and left.
Yeah.
You're looking right below the ad. Hit that. And this is the case for most of these. You'll see that it has 0 Ether in its wallet. It's got a bunch of tokens that were airdropped to it, which appear to be fake ape coins. But this, there's no transactions in this wallet. It doesn't hold any Bored Ape.
Brand new wallet.
Yeah, it's a brand new wallet that appears generated for this purpose. I mean, I'm not accusing anything of being done nefarious. I'm just saying I'm trying to understand, because I haven't really been following their token release, and there's very little info really. Like, there's very little solid info circulating about this project.
Eric says they could be for exchanges.
Yeah, that's a possibility. It could be that they're setting aside. It's not. I'm like, there's not a set. Like, I can't tell what these are for. Is really what's in my head here. Is that
Zach, go to the tokenomics, they show the token allocation. Like, I think 15% was airdropped to Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. Like 30 something percent is and we're on the right page. You're looking to like supply. The founders get 8%, and then like the people that worked on the project get like a certain percentage as well. So that would be my guess, that like these exactly 5 million are like right there, that blue bar.
Oh, there we go.
So right here, like my guess would be, and sorry, I'm on my phone, so I can't even read that, but
there's a link right above the chart there that says that the allotted to the DAO Treasury Resources Committee. Can you open that? Yeah, that link.
Yeah, but like the Yugo Labs and Cherry.
There we go.
That's what it is.
Treasury wallets. Okay, that clears it up a good deal.
Yeah,
that's Treasury wallets. Okay,
that's my guess. But yeah, I dove through like this website last night just because I wanted to make sure I got my airdrop, and I was just seeing how it was broken out. But yeah, like the people that worked on them, they all got sent like a certain allocation. Like the devs get 8%. So that would be my guess, because it's like it looks like
they have a vesting, like I saw in their about section, they have a vesting schedule for like anything that's actually private and not like a treasury. They do have a vesting schedule for stuff like this. So yeah, okay, that clears it up a good deal. It is great to see that from 15% of total supply, they're down to like 1.5% on the contract for redemption. So pretty much all the holders of the NFTs, there's only we're down from 15% to 1% of what can still be claimed, which is good to see. It means that we'll start seeing some stabilization in price coming in the short term.
Yeah, and I imagine like a lot of these.
Go ahead, Jake. Sorry about that.
I was just gonna say a lot of the I mean, if people held the apes this long, I would imagine that they're going to be holding the token as well. I mean, obviously, some people took profits. Like I know a guy on Twitter that has like 37 apes. Like, what's the math on that? 37 times 10,000. He got 370,000 tokens. Times a price of all-time high $30-$40 is like insane, dude.
Nice.
Crazy.
Well played to that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ape is available via Coinbase. Well, yeah, we got that. Still no listing on Coinbase Exchange yet, but they did say like in and around 12 o'clock. So
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, to anyone who's trying to watch for a specific exchange to list it and allow it to trade, I wouldn't be waiting down to the second. I mean, even if it does become tradable on a new platform, like if Coinbase, for example, or if Hotbit or any of those exchanges, as soon as it's listed, the price is going to be so volatile that you're almost certainly going to lose money getting it the instant it launches. I mean, you can try, but try with a tiny bit of your bag. Do not try with 100% of your deposit there.
For sure.
Like, you can check out the chart from Uniswap on like DexScreen or on Dextools. You can see that it started off a launch around $37 or something like that. Immediately took a massive dive.
Yeah, that's to Camille's point, like literally a pump and dump coin. Well, yeah, dude, because it started out as high as it did, man. So, to somebody else's point earlier, like is it best to wait on launch day for a lot of these? Probably, yeah. I mean, if you're mitigating some risk, yeah, probably.
Yeah, if you're trading based upon its price, then be very careful and sure wait for what you think is the low and fractionalize that. Do not buy in one go. But if you're trading around the potential you see in the project long term, then you make an accumulation strategy. It is not trying to pick the bottom is never going to make you money in DeFi. Like
Sorry, I got
try.
ruffled.
No
Welcome
worries.
back. No, trying to spot the bottom is a very risky strategy that very rarely pans out.
Yeah.
It's if it's a project that you authentically have confidence in, you know, it can be a month from now your confidence is for it, or it could be 5 years from now. It doesn't really matter. It's more, you know, set aside the funds that you'll need to accomplish the strategy, and leave some float for if your strategy is off. So if you think that the floor price is $1 for this token, then take $5,000, set it aside for when it's $1, and then take another $2,000 and set it aside in case it hits 50 cents.
Hey, for everybody out there listening, and then I want to show Jake this too, Daniel. Can you show him? I know you're on your phone, Jake, but what Daniel's doing with 1 inch right now is pretty sweet. Just kind of setting some prices on the downside to kind of accumulate more. I got to get better with this, Jake. Do you do this? Do you set it up to like automatically kind of buy like through a bot like 1 inch here? Let me show you what he's doing.
No, not really, but I would love to learn how to do that.
So this is in the 1 inch. This is in the 1 inch aggregator. That's that we've set up a series. Like, this is one of Zach's wallets that he uses with him and his moderators. We kind of go together on certain like high risk speculative projects sometimes. So this is one of the wallets that were created for him that has some of his ETH. So at the moment we've done a very basic strategy, but this one picked up about 60 of the APE token at sort of where it was at the time. And then it's selling half of that if it pretty much doubles in price. And if it dips down to about the $6 mark, it's going to pick up another $500 worth in 2 tranches. But it's instead of waiting for the chart to look pretty to your eyes and you having the balls to sell it at that point, you're just setting it in to carry it out automatically. But it's not, you're not selling 100% of your bag. You're not spending 100% of your liquidity to pick it up. You know, you're spreading it out amongst several tranches.
That's awesome. Yep. I need that.
I know, right?
That's a cheat code.
That's it, man. That's
again. No, the cheat code is if you use the API for this and you set 50 orders in each direction and you do that on a launch. That's the cheat code. But,
no, this is just a smart way to invest.
No, it's removing emotion is what it is. I mean, he bought it $6. $12 is not a bad place to sell. I mean, we can leave a float of ApeCoin in this wallet in case for when it does well or just if we wish for long-term success. At the moment, the strategy here is based around it's probably going to go crazy over the next week or so. Let's take profits off of that.
What's the market cap at right now?
It's hard to tell, dude.
Not reliable enough. At the moment, it's showing as $7.3 billion, which is, I mean, again, 24 million liquidity is the actual deposit amount, which means about 12 million. Like, you could functionally sell about $10 million worth of the token, and then the price would be down by about 99.4%, give or take, by the time you went through with it. Like, there's not enough. Like, I'm looking strictly at Uniswap at the moment. So if just in Uniswap you wanted to sell it, you couldn't practically sell more than like $10 million worth. But that 10 million would be again, the market cap at the moment is not a reliable stat. It's just taking the supply circulating and it's multiplying it by the current price.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Some people saying it'll get right back to $35-$40 later today. I mean, who knows? I mean, this thing could go either direction, I think.
Wouldn't be surprising. I mean, when there's enough, again, the things that we're waiting for is one, for deposits and withdrawals to be really enabled on all the centralized exchange platforms that are popular, because you got no shortage of people who are sitting on Kraken, sitting on Coinbase, waiting for this to be able to be tradable.
Right.
And once it's withdrawable, then people can arbitrage the price difference between Uniswap and whatever swap they want and centralized exchanges. At that point, it usually takes at the most 4 to 8 hours for the price to for there to be an agreement of the price across all the boards. And then you're looking at actual movement. So I'd say the time to really keep an eye on this is, let's say, 5 hours after it's broadly available on like if it's withdrawable on Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken, then between those three, let's say 5 hours afterwards, that's really the time you can consider that to be launch is complete. And now we're looking at, let's see where it is now. Let's see where it's moving. We're
hearing that it's live on Coinbase now, at least a few people in chat. So Boomer says we're live on Coinbase. Riku. It's live on Coinbase.
If someone is buying it on Coinbase and they could take a chance to try and withdraw it to a DeFi wallet, just to tell me if it's currently available for withdrawal. Because if that's the case, then you can have arbitrage between, like different platforms. Because last time I checked, it was, hold up, let's take a peek.
They're listing it as experimental on Coinbase. What does this mean?
It means it's risky.
Yeah, it just means it's new. It's a brand new token. It's just like a warning to investors.
I don't remember them doing that with Shiba Inu.
No, I think it's a newer thing, but I think Coinbase is going to be big for the token because like so many people use Coinbase, and I know a lot of my friends. They were like, "Hey, what exchange should I send it to? Like, I have ETH. Where should I send my money?" And all of them sent it to Coinbase. So it's like a lot of people are probably waiting on the sideline on Coinbase. They have like their money loaded up. So I feel like Coinbase listing is going to be big.
I mean, at the moment, 30% of its traffic is roughly 30% of its traffic is being done on Uniswap, 37.5% on Uniswap between V2 and V3 at $7.20, and Binance so far is the largest centralized exchange doing trades for it,
which makes sense.
I think they were the first to list it for purchase. So
yeah. I would venture to guess it'll be Binance and Coinbase, 8 hours from now or whatever. Right up there.
And Hotbit. Don't forget about Hotbit. Number one exchange in the world.
Is it really?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
The rug pull exchanges? Hotbit, LBank, Bitmart?
Yeah, Bitmart. Yeah.
XT?
I know. It's kind of fun. Just a sidebar. It seems to be like the people call it the tier 3. Like, when is it like going to just be like, okay, let's just bypass that? Like, if you're a serious project now, like moving forward, like, do you really need Hotbit, Bitmart, LBank? Like, I don't want to throw too much shade on them. I get it. Like, they're a business. They got to do their thing, and they found their niche. But like, is it really beneficial for a project that wants to be, known as something real big to be listed on LBank and Bitmart, or is it a natural progression? I don't know.
Depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about a project who's basing themselves around, who's basing their value around the hype potential mostly, then the words exchange listings makes people's ears perk up, and frankly, most people don't really care. I mean, it's the same. Like, functionally, listing on an exchange does not actually affect your volume except for arbitrage. So, like traffic done on Binance does not change the price on Uniswap until somebody withdraws tokens from the exchange and sells it on Uniswap. But the hype that people get when someone says the words exchange listing is usually enough to move the price because people get excited about it. Sorry to say, mostly because they don't really understand how arbitrage functions and how volume within a token functions. But when you're talking about
and usually the price moves before it's actually listed. It's like the rumors tell the news, right?
Well, I mean, one of the most profitable moves you can make if it's the first exchange, listing for a DeFi project. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about shitcoins, really. Sorry, but is to take a bunch of it, and as soon as they open it to deposits, then you deposit a set range of sell orders on, like, let's say something like Daniel Coin is being listed on Hotbit. Then usually Hotbit opens for deposits a couple hours before they enable trading. So you can transfer some of your Daniel token to Hotbit and then set like a dozen sell orders with a $1 or a 10% price variance on each one. And then assuming that Hotbit users go in and hit and they want to buy, then you can profit off of that because you can sell it at a price way, way off of what it's actually going to settle on.
So I want to clear this up because people are saying this ApeCoin launch price is $1. After some minutes, it pumped into around 21 and now it's dumping. I don't think it started at $1, guys. I think it started way higher than that, right, Daniel? I mean, did it start somewhere in the $20 range?
Give me a moment. Let's see who the initial depositor was for the liquidity.
So I know that's showing up on like your Coinbase chart or whatever, but I don't think that's true. So we'll see if we can figure that out. 80 cents, I'll buy in 2 weeks. So yeah, the liquidity is less than $1 million. Never saw that. I still think, the liquidity is less than $1 million on here, 908,000. But again, I think a lot of these numbers are still to be determined here.
What's the market cap say there on Dex Tools? Does it say 5?
On Dex Tools, it says 611 million.
I feel like that's more accurate. I feel like there's a lot of money that went into this project.
That might be more accurate than the whatever 2-3 billion or whatever that
So yeah, Dex Screener is taking the current price, multiplying it by the 1 billion supply. I mean, so that's how you get to 7.5 billion. It's not like to get accurate numbers, you need the numbers to settle on all the platforms, and then you know, you come down to it. Let's see.
Savage King says a holder added 100 ETH, which added liquidity, and then he dumped.
Yep. No, so that's the sorry to say, the smart move to make is that if you're one of the first people to claim. I mean, it's the same thing, for example, to extrapolate this to Cider Realty, for example, is that when Cider Realty launches on CiderMask, you have CiderMask tokens. So you can then, if you're one of the first people to purchase, you can then immediately hop over to Uniswap and take 10 tokens, regardless of the price, 10 tokens and 10 ETH, put it in, and you just set the price on Uniswap of it to 1 Ethereum per token. And then if you configure front running correctly on top of that, if anybody actually buys it for that much, you can immediately withdraw the value that they added to that liquidity pool.
Thanos says he thinks the initial price was around $30. And Boca says Ape is indeed on Coinbase. I'm going to check my app too. I should have just did that before.
Zach, I'm going to pop off. I'm going to go walk the dogs real quick, but I just wanted to pop on.
Yeah, man. Hey, dude, I appreciate it. Dude, I want to have you on because I know you had one. I want to hear about that airdrop stuff, man. So, all right, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for your input.
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
Man.
See you guys.
See you.
Okay, so again, if people whom are intent on aping into this, I would strongly recommend.
It is tradable.
Yeah,
it is tradable.
I would strongly recommend that people whom are looking to get in on this, though, take a breath, calm down, and pace yourself in terms of your entry, because you're looking at a very, very popular asset, and you're looking.
You don't have to get in all at once, right?
I would say it would be unless you just really don't care about the price. You feel regardless it's going to be worth a fortune in 6 months. In that case, sure. Like that case, disregard the price. But I would really recommend to take the price now. Like, make your own judgment as to if this is high or low, and then break down your accumulation into at least 5 parts. And then, and have one be 20% more, have another be twice this price. And then in the downside, have it be half this price. But yeah, take a step, and then at the same time, figure out that if you bought at that price, write down what your exit strategy is. Put in and establish an exit strategy for at least a portion. If you're looking to pick this up and hold it forever, I would suggest that probably isn't the most effective strategy. You can, I'm not saying that's wrong. There's no right or wrong. But what I would suggest is that it's going to be very volatile. $7.50 a token, it could very easily just only go up from here. But it may make more sense to assume that at some point it will take a dump, and act accordingly. Like have a minimum amount of APE that you're willing to hold for your long-term prospect of it, and then have an amount that you're looking to trade for so that you can profit. Because if your objective here is to buy it regardless of the price, and ask in a YouTube chat if now's the right time to buy, and if somebody says yes, you'll buy it, it's not the most effective strategy, I would say.
Right. Yeah, we have no idea, guys. Really. I mean, we don't. I mean, sure, we can infer some things, but I mean, yeah, nobody knows.
We know for sure it's either going to go up or it's going to go down.
Yeah.
So if you've planned accordingly for those two scenarios, then planned accordingly means you know when you're getting in, you know when you're getting out. So if you have a proper strategy, you don't care if it goes up or down.
Exactly. Yeah. And real quick, guys, I haven't said this in a while, and I really appreciate everybody popping on. We just crossed over 500, then we backed it back down. But if you haven't liked the stream, would really appreciate it. And also, I know this is a big ask because a lot of people, it takes a while for you to subscribe to a YouTube channel, but it would mean a lot to me if you did that. Daniel, who's with us here, is on our live streams quite a bit. He is going to start a YouTube channel eventually. I will force you to do so, Dan.
In a bear market.
In a bear market, Daniel will start a YouTube channel. But in the meantime, he'll be on this channel a lot too. So if you're getting some value out of Daniel and what he brings to the table, he's on the live streams quite a bit and provides some great perspective. So would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And then one last little plug. We got a Patreon link down below if you want to join our private community. So that's all I got. But back to what we were kind of talking about. A lot of people saying, $15 to $18 target range. I don't know where they're getting that. If that's just kind of, hey, we're going to go up, We're going to double from here. I don't know if that's a technical analysis perspective or what, but I'm seeing that in chat a lot, $15 to $18 range by the end of the day. We'll see.
I can find no tea leaves to read yet. So
Not enough data, right?
Well, there's not enough data. There's not enough data like about, I want to call it due diligence, but there's not enough psychology data. I mean, again, the price of this is what are people willing to pay for it. So at the moment, people are trying. There are probably no shortage of people looking to get their hands on it, kind of regardless of the price. And in that case, yes, you'll see substantial price movement. Personally, the amounts that I accumulated on the side, I'm definitely taking some profit at 2x, but with the assumption that I'll probably be able to buy back in at half the price at some point.
Daniel, real quick before I forgot to mention this earlier, dude. So I have some of that ETH in that other wallet, right, for our degen plays.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to allocate that toward this, if people want to do that, like, feel free to do that.
I don't know. I kind of understand what you mean, but
if people want to use that as pool plays that are in our chat, they can do so. If I know we were holding that off for Cyterility, but
no, you got to. That was a different wallet. You got two. Okay. You got two with our degen plays, but yes.
Okay, cool. So is there extra ETH laying around that we could allocate toward for other people if they want to?
Yes.
Okay.
If I understood your question correctly, the answer would be yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry, now I forgot what we were on about.
My bad. I know I had to digress because I meant to say that earlier, but and I meant to just send it privately, but we're here talking, so
I think
we were basically talking about like price prediction essentially, right? Like, could it get to 15 or 18 by the end of the day or something?
First of all, making a price prediction with no pragmatic data and again, just a lack of non-price data. Like if we're just looking at what is intended, what's the schedule for releasing stuff, there's been some snippets here and there of information about game integration and stuff like that, which is great. But there's no meat to really chew on in anything I've seen yet. Like I haven't seen a game that involves Bored Ape Yacht Club. I haven't seen, like, they could be bad games. I'm just saying.
They are building a play to earn game. If you're new to this conversation, they are building one, but yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
No. So, but like at the moment, it's trading off of hype. So hype is extremely fickle. If people are sitting here, I just bought at $7.50. Will I make a profit? If it's above $7.50 and you sell it, which it currently is, then yes, you've made a profit. I mean, that's honestly the best answer I can give at the moment. If you're asking, will it be well above its current price a day from today? I cannot find tea leaves to read at this moment. Generally speaking, like for technical analysis purposes, it's kind of pointless to attempt technical analysis before you've got like 3 to 5 days worth of data. Even then, it's very, very it's not predictive. And even then, technical analysis is it's not astrology. You can't tell the future. What I'm more interested in a project like this is more the psychology of what they've got in the pipe. If we're looking in terms of a hype score, I would put this as having immense potential because their NFT series is one of the most well-known ones, and I get the sense that people will be all over the token. It's very difficult to tell if there's anything which could go wrong in their release schedule because they just in terms of their launch, it's more like, here, Bored Ape Yacht Club, we've got a token, enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, okay, we'll work with some people on a game. I can't find any meat to chew on about what's the development schedule? When do we expect a game from them? Anything like that, which is fine. I mean, it's not. They don't owe us any breakdown or anything like that. It's good to see that this is how DeFi evolves. Could this? I mean, I'm on the working at the moment. My assessment of the movement of this, the way I'm behaving, is pretty much what Catalin pretty much just mentioned there. I'm setting up as if it could easily dump down to like the $3 mark, and that it could go as low as $1. In which case, I'm interested in accumulating some, not a ton, and I'll make a small play on this. But so far on my wallets, I've set aside a bit to purchase at $2, and it's set a bit to buy at $1. I might also add an extra tranche for like the 75-cent mark, mostly because the release schedule for the token, the amount that's circulating right now, is a lot of hype for very few tokens. I will probably take a chunk of profits on my current holdings from it if it goes to about the $10 mark, and then a chunk more if it hits the $12 mark. That's my personal strategy. I'm not like don't take my strategies, because I also follow my strategies like they're written by God. So yeah. No, because again, if I set a price level for an exit, you can ask any of the other mods. Like it can be absolutely clear that this thing is hitting the moon, and I will still take my profit at that 20% of that moon price.
Yeah.
I think it's important to know that anyone who's speculating on a price right now is just making a guess. Like you could literally set up a dartboard with different prices and just throw darts and go by that. It will take, I'd say, 3 days before we actually have a solid view of what its price movement looks like, what its potential is. And I would like to see, again, I'll do a bit more digging on this later in the day, but I want to see if there's more info given out as to the release schedule for anything more. And sort of, I mean, another interesting thing would be what the impact is going to be on the price of the actual NFTs. I'm curious as to I don't have good ways to see chart history and stuff like that on floor price, but if you I don't know if there's a charting place that can be looked at, like if we want to see price history of the cost of the floor price of Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I believe there is. Here we go.
This is the NFT price, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Awesome. Oh, right, Nomics, right, I forgot. This appears to be a token, though. Or is this doesn't look like the. I think this may be a token somebody launched called BAYC. Because there's a contract address there. We can just see if that's for the actual. No, where you were, Chickenomics. There was a contract address on the left side. Contract. Open that.
Yeah.
Just hit the Etherscan link. Is this for the NFTs? This is six minted. I don't think so.
No,
this is just somebody launched a token called BAYC.
Yeah.
Everybody, by the way, be extremely careful and verify that you're ask around. You can ask in our Discord if you're there, but be triple sure that when you're buying the token that it is the actual token. Their Bored Ape Yacht Club as a token is not. Here we go. So this appears to be the NFT price. It just looks correct in terms of it. 6,000.
So last 7 days, I heard today it was up to 105 floor price.
Which again, floor prices of NFTs are all over the place generally. There was, but can you scroll down to the chart there in just 1 sec? Yeah, so we're looking at 100 and
the alt chart.
Yeah, sure. 120-ish is about sort of the highest it's sold for.
Yeah, there's 118,
and
then here today, almost 104.
So I'm curious to see what the price movement, because again, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that there were some people whom were holding the NFT with the thought that with the knowledge that there may be a token involved, and then they may look to take profit on the NFTs at this moment. I guess we can look for traffic on OpenSea. Just a moment.
Their floor price right now is 90. That was updated 1 minute ago on OpenSea.
Yeah. So the question is, how much of the increase in price is based upon the release of the token, and how much staying power does that have? And honestly, I am not versed enough in art-based NFTs to really be predictive about that.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Just on March 8th, the floor price was 68. So I mean, there was actually a big dip, and that's it's only 11.
Well, I mean, but again, floor price is related a lot to how much it's actually being bought and sold. I mean,
right. That was only 9 days ago.
I mean, but to those shouting rug pull, I mean, there's not really a rug to pull in this case. I mean, rug pull has a very specific meaning.
Right.
A whale dump would actually be if anything, it's probably more susceptible to being a whale dump than it is to be or a whale game or a whale pump, or take a pick of the name. But yeah, the concern in my eyes about this token at the moment is that the fraction of circulating tokens versus the amount held by people, specifically held by whales, is a bit of a concern. So if you're looking to accumulate this cheap and you're actually confident that it'll do well long term, I would definitely set aside a good amount of stables with the interest of picking some of this up when it takes a hefty dump. But also, again, like don't be afraid to overpay for your initial position. Like me personally, like I'm about roughly 20% of the position I desire to have in this. I'm currently have, and I'm patient enough to wait for much cheaper than its current price.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now we got all these people who want us to cover SHIB and all this right now. The poor guys.
Man, I'll tell you what, I might have to go get some lunch. We've been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes, and you've been on for a while with me too. But hey, it's fun, man. I love these long live streams and picking your brain and learning from you. And I think other people, enjoy it too, man.
Well, thank you. I like your input too. The shame is because of our time difference, we can't really sit down for a whiskey or something like that on a stream.
I know.
Because one of us is drinking in the morning then.
We'll have to make it work one of these days. But yeah, man, as always, dude, it's always fun. Thank you everybody out there for tuning in. And again, Daniel is oh wait, you changed your thing. It's not Joe Rogan. Just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
That's hilarious. Same concept. All right.
In general.
I love it. So if you want more of this conversation, you want more of the people you're listening to right now, we're both over in our Discord, Patreon, down below in the description. And thanks again, man. As always, thanks everybody out there. Don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all to all the new subscribers. Welcome in. Hopefully continue to stick with us and we'll bring you more value like this. So Daniel, take care, brother.
You too. Have a good one.
Talk to you soon. Yep.